TGIF. Hope you all have had a wonderful week. I know you are ready for the weekend to begin. So, welcome to the JustAskChar advice channel. We will be getting started very soon. So get comfortable, get ready, and relax. We sincerely thank you all for your support. This channel is sponsored by you, the subscribers. When you want to hear another perspective for yourself or a friend, then just send an email for advice to justaskchar@gmail.com. All right, we are ready to get this show started. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend. There will always be a perspective or some advice that someone can benefit from and use. Now, here's your host of the show, Char Willie.
Greetings. Welcome TGIF, everyone. How has your week been? That's the question I have. Has it been all right? Has it been interesting? Mine has been. I got some cold weather here in Chicago. Trying to figure out how to deal with that. Now you would think I'm used to it by now. Come on. But no, every time it comes back, it's like, what is this? Who are you? But we have been spoiled though. This is just the beginning. I mean, winter is still a little ways to go, but still, I'm spoiled. But we're going to have to get through it. It's a bit chilly, a bit nifty out there, but like I said, we'll deal with it. Also, as far as with the carjackings, I had mentioned how bad it is. They have decided, which I think it was really great, they've had some teams put together to hang out at places that the carjackings have been occurring, which are the gas stations and the parking lot of stores. So I think that's a great thing that they've teamed up. They've had private companies to put something together, some of the police. I think they even were using some people that towed cars to, just hang out in the parking lots. I think that's excellent. So that should be going pretty well. Um, they have been catching a lot of them that have tried this week. Some of them have succeeded. And again, they're as young as 12. So that's pretty sad, especially since we've gotten snow, I think as early as Monday, or might have been even longer than that. But we've had snow and they're still out there doing their thing. That's terrible. Let's see what else is going on I wanted to share. Um, besides me clearing my cookies and not remembering my passwords so I can get into my sound effects. I mean, hey, that's why I wasn't as prompt on the screen. I was looking, I'm like, where is it? I don't know. I don't know where it is. So I'm just going to have an applause for Ruby live. um, I'm trying to think, was there something else I wanted to share before the show? Oh, as far as with the teachers, they have been saying we're not going back in the classroom, so you can go ahead and lock us out of the Zoom classes and everything. But the mayor, she's really been pushing for the parents to have a choice. But there are parents that's saying, no, that's not right. Don't try to make those teachers get back into school. No, that's not fair. So they have people standing up with them. So that's a good thing. And other than that, that is all I have for now. And again, like I said, I can't find my password. I cleared them cookies. I don't remember that. Oh well, I didn't try it twice. I don't want to get um, locked out of my own thing, so I might forget it. I'll find it or figure it out or change it or something. But anyway, without further ado, let's bring on the lovely, the beautiful, the classy, classic Ruby, everybody. Woo!
Yes, I loved it. The live action applause. It's amazing. And I'm just imagining all of you applauding along with her. Thank you so much, guys. That really touches me from the bottom of my heart to yours. Mwah! And TGIF. How you doing this evening, Char?
I am pretty good. Laughing at myself not having my password, but there's a password to everything. How do
Yes.
you remember it?
Remember, Charlotte, it's funny. So let me tell you a joke. So when my favorite creators create Discord servers, right? Especially if they're initially open. As soon as I see that stuff, I jump in. I'm like, yes. Even if I don't use the server, just to be in on the ground floor, I'm happy to be there.
Uh-huh.
So now, long story short, I've been following Lovely T since forever. She is the first person I subscribed to. I used to watch her news network. That's how I got started with Lovely T. And so when she started a Discord, I was all over it because I'm also on her Patreon. So I was like, yes, okay, great. But she's been having all kinds of drama in her Discord server. People who are sitting there and they were lurking and then passing information out when they're not supposed to and blah, blah, blah. So she did a
Oh.
round of cuts. Okay. She did a round of cuts. Now, second round of cuts came. I apparently didn't know it was coming February 1st. For anyone who didn't register for this thing that you can now do through Discord where you can pay money, I guess, like instead of Patreon, you pay directly to Discord, like that monthly service charge, right?
Oh, okay.
So now I found out about a week before February 1st. And I said, yeah, you know what? I'll do it. I'll take myself off for Patreon and do this instead. That's cool, you know. Sure. It
Uh-oh.
asks you for your Discord password. I don't know my Discord password. I don't have to know it. I'm just always logged into Discord on every unit I use, right? That's why I can't get onto Discord on my tablet because I don't know the password. Someone asked me for it. I'm like, oh, that's it. I'm getting kicked out. So I just watched. And February 1st at midnight, boom, gone. I was like, I know, but I don't know my password. And then I would have to get a new password and then sign into like 15 different devices. And I know I'd forget one device. And then by the time I get to that device, I won't know the password again. And we're going to be in the same problem. So it's fine. I lost out on Lovely Tea server February 1st for that reason, because I just can't keep track of password. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't.
Yeah, it's hard. That's all I can say. It's hard to keep up with it. I don't know. I mean, what do you want? All these special characters, and I mean, what is that all about? What happened to just regular
Something you can remember.
password 123?
Yeah, right? You used to be able to put in whatever you wanted. But now there's a bunch of these places. Gmail will do it where you put in a password, it'll go, that's too easy, try again. Like you can't just what? That's why I want it, because it's easy and I will remember. What do you mean?
Right.
I'm not hiding government secrets in here, man. I just need to be able to get into it. That's all. Like, calm down.
I'll be good. I'm with you on that. I don't know what's going on, but hey. Well, I'll figure it out. It really would have been great for this show to have my sound effects, but there's nothing I can do because I can't get in the darn thing. So yeah,
I can't even hate. I just told you I lost out. Okay, I was on the ground floor and I lost out. Not because I didn't want to pay the money. No, because I could not, for the life of me, figure out my password. I tried real hard too. You don't understand how many passwords I put in. Nope, just did not work. So I don't know. I can't hate. It's all right. It happens to all of us. Yep.
Yeah. All right then. Well, we'll start the show. And I'm going to put the link in early because I'm going to stop it just a little bit because this one is 11 minutes long. Yeah, I think I got it down to 11 minutes. So I'll do it like that. So
yes, please. After last week, there's a lot of information. We're not used to this, right? We're used to normal people who write in, and everyone who writes in, normally they're men, and men don't give you details on nothing, right?
Right.
So you have to just fill in the blank. She gave us all the details. It's like information overload. I can't keep track of how much detail you gave me. So yes, thank you for the pausing in advance.
All right. Okay, well, let's see what we come up with. Let's see, my screen is saying I'm going to be slow. I'm not going to respond. And when I do, I decide I'm going to. So,
Perfect.
Yeah.
I love those days. Yep.
Wow, this is interesting. After I did all that cleaning of the cache and cookies.
Yeah, no, it doesn't care. No.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not caring at all. Yeah.
This is what my smart TV's been doing. Like I'll like load the program on Netflix, and then either the sound will start and the image doesn't, or the image will start and the sound doesn't start. And then when the sound starts, it's not in sync with the image. And I'm like, seriously? Why are we struggling so hard? It's like there's something wrong with internet. That's I'm just gonna blame it on internet this week. It's okay. It's not you. It's internet. Okay.
Okay. Well, that will explain it. That would explain it. I'm waiting for it to respond. The circle is just turning and turning, and all it needs to do is just do it. And I think if I exit out, then I lose everything. Wah, 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 wah. Let me see. I'm clicking around. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's what will happen.
You got to talk to one of the computer peoples. Be like, hey guys, how do I fix this? Because I don't know. Like, I'm technologically challenged, so I can't even offer advice. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, and I don't want to exit out and in the broadcast. I don't even know if that would happen. That's a good, interesting question. if I leave, will it end the broadcast? I don't know. Inquiring minds want to know.
Well, I've been left on a panel before, and since I don't run them, it was always someone else's panel, because their internet disconnected or the computer, something went wrong, and so I was
Mhm.
suddenly very alone, and I'm like, "No morning, guys. Thanks for the help." And then you have to babble until they get back, right? Because you weren't planning on that. I just jumped on an open panel, wanted to help you out with your topic. Don't even know what it is. Now you're gone. Where did you go? So yeah, no, I think you'll be okay for a minute. I don't know though. Like I can't say 1,000% for sure, but I think it would stay connected. It seems that way.
Mm. Well, I think I'm not going to get anywhere unless I do something.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think if I don't, it's just going to be here. I really think that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, it has been what, a few minutes now, and it still hasn't loaded or anything. So
Okay, let's see. Yeah, I'll see what happened. Wish me success.
oh, see, okay, Vonda said I think you have to be gone a certain period of time. So like if you're gone for too long, then maybe it'll boot us out. But then if that's the case, then you just start another one. It'll be fine. People understand, you know.
Okay, well, here goes.
Fingers crossed. Ooh,
Let's
scared.
see, close program or wait for program to respond. I've been waiting.
Right? That's
What
what
do
I'm trying to do.
Man,
Stay ignorant. You know what I'm trying to do.
right. Okay, well, I'm gonna close program. I hate to do it, but I have no choice. So there
Mhm.
goes.
All
Okay.
right. All right. You can do this. Fine. Give Ruby self pep talk. It's okay. You can do this. You can handle this. Just a few minutes. Char will be right back. Don't be scared, Ruby. Don't be scared. Yeah, no. Well, for real, I guess, what's up, y'all? Just shoot the shizzle and kill some time until Char gets back. So, what's the weather like over there? No, I swear I'm not going to really do that. Um, but I was going to bring this up on the news thing tomorrow, but then I came up with some real news I want to talk about. But did y'all see that you can pierce your forehead now? Like, I don't know if this is like a popular thing everyone is doing or just that one crazy guy who I think might be a rapper. I don't know. He's like a young guy, and he has a giant diamond in the middle of his forehead, like a real one. Do y'all see that? Like, we're talking about crazy days and crazy life. Like, people have time and money and not enough adversity in life sometimes. So they sit around thinking, how can I stand out? How could I make my life a little more dangerous without it being really dangerous? I know, I'll put a diamond in my forehead, right?
That's smart.
Hey, you're back.
I don't know. I see two of me down. Oh, it's gone. Okay.
Welcome back, Char. Welcome back. Yay.
Why, thank you. I'm going to try and share my screen again. Those that came in while I was briefly gone, I apologize for the delay. I think it's Don, TZ, Darkman, Jeff. I think I missed you guys. Hello, how are you? Welcome, TGIF.
Hmm. Yeah.
And
Oh, little Uzi Vert. Yes, I know. Okay, it's so insane. This little Uzi Vert guy with his diamond in the middle of his forehead. I don't get it, man. I'm so glad I'm not in Generation Z or whatever that younger generation is from millennial. I thought millennials were bad, man. Okay, I just gotta say
mm-mm. Thanks, but no thanks.
right? Thought face tattoos were bad. Oh, success! We loaded. I see it.
Success, wonderful. All right, here we go, good people.
Washington is suing her former lover, Greg Venner, in the amount of $5,462.36. Ms. Washington claims Mr. Venner promised her the sex of a lifetime, but left her devastatingly unsatisfied. Mr. Venner says the plaintiff is completely unreasonable, and she cannot fault him for her insatiable sexual appetite.
Miss Washington, you are suing Mr. Veneer for $5,462 in lost wages and money spent on a vacation.
That's correct.
Okay. And what's your relationship to Mr. Veneer?
We were dating for a few months.
Oh,
6
okay.
months.
6 months you were
6
dating.
months.
Okay. How'd you meet her?
I am a cable technician, Your Honor. I was called to her house to install some cable, or rather fix some cable.
Okay.
So I show up to her house and she opens the door in a towel.
And what happened?
And I go in and she's like, "Oh, I didn't know you were coming," and all this stuff, and just like being real sexy. I mean, she's a beautiful woman. So I'm like, all right, cool. This is going to be a nice call. You know?
But did did it evolve into a relationship?
It did. I mean, very, very slowly. Like she told me, she was like, "Oh, you can give me a call anytime." I had her number because you have to call the client before you come over to their house.
Right.
So I had her number. She's like, "Call me anytime."
Okay.
So
and
that
did
started.
you call her?
Yeah, I mean, I texted her. You know, you don't really call anymore.
Right.
You know?
Unfortunately.
So we did some texting. We had a couple lunch dates. You know.
Okay. So you went out to lunch?
We did.
Well, how was that?
It was great.
He was a nice guy. I mean, he's a handsome guy.
Did you like him at first?
I did.
course you did. We
Absolutely.
hit it
When he
off
came
right
to the
away.
door
We
to
were great.
fix my
Okay,
TV.
I'm asking her now.
Sorry.
Thank you, Your Honor. When he came to my door to fix my TV, I really wasn't expecting to meet a guy. I work really hard.
Right.
You know,
What do you do for a living?
I'm a marketing executive. And when I met him, I had come back from a 2-week-long stint from back east. We were doing this big project and I was tired, and I typically don't take the day off.
Right.
But
But why
that
did
day,
you show up at the door like dressed scantily?
well, my TV didn't work on my only day off.
Right.
And
What
so
does that
I
have
called-
to do with showing up at the door without any clothes on?
Well, I called the cable company, and they were kind enough to send somebody out same day.
Right.
And so
Why
when
did
they
you
sent,
show up at the door with no clothes on?
Your Honor,
Only
I
God
had
knows.
no idea that they were going to show up that quick. Apparently, they had
But
somebody in the
did
area.
you ring a bell or did you just open it up?
Well,
Your
it was
Honor, I
within a
had to
half
call
an
the client
hour.
before, like half an hour before, so she knew I was coming in 20
Right.
or 30 minutes.
And he didn't just open the door and come in. He had to ring the door. And then what do you say?
They did.
Give me a minute.
Right.
Let me get
I was
dressed.
afraid that they were going to leave. I'm sorry. I was afraid that whoever was standing at the door would leave. So
You believe that?
Girl, I burst out laughing. As soon as the judge said, "Yeah, but why did she show up without any clothes on?" She just keeps repeating this question. Girl, you are a whole damn lie, because that's what I thought at the very beginning. From the very, very first, when they first started and he described it, I'm like, oh, so she had something broken so she could get a house call, booty call come to her because she's too busy to go out to the club to get one, right? So she figured, she's going to roll the dice. Hopefully it's a man. Normally these repair people are men anyway, right? That's
Yeah.
what she's figuring. Yeah,
That's true.
whoever she opened that door to, they were getting some. That's the real. But come on.
Okay, well, I want her to answer the question. And she tap danced and tap danced and tap danced around the question. Wouldn't it have been nice just to be honest? You had the child, maybe that's your thing. It's okay if that's your thing. Just be honest about it. Come on. That's all we
but-
ask. All that tap
You're on like
dancing.
national TV. On national TV show, she's just gonna admit that she's a whole hoe.
Well, you be
Your mama's
proud.
gonna see that. Really?
That's all right. Be proud. You had the towel, so hey, it is what it is. But yeah.
Mhm. Mhm. Right? Own it. Stand on your square. Okay.
That's right. Stand on your disrespect. That's all you got to do. All right. Let me continue.
So
I
what
quickly-
were you wearing then to the door?
I had on a head wrap and a towel.
Okay. All right. So we started this relationship.
Mhm.
And it's nice. He's taking you out, dinner, dancing, movies.
Oh yeah, she can move. She's a great dancer.
Okay. So
we had a
you
good time.
guys have fun together.
We had
did.
a great time. It was. I mean, she'll tell you she worked a lot. She's a very busy woman, which I
Right.
appreciate. I like that. I like
Right.
a woman.
Did you start to like her?
Of course I did. She's great. She's
Right.
funny. She's fun.
And did
She's
you
got
like
her
him,
career
like
going.
him?
Absolutely. He's a great listener.
Well, you look really sad today.
No, listen, I'm just looking to get reimbursed for
Right.
a trip that we took.
Okay. So tell me about the trip we
Yeah,
took.
tell her.
He didn't tell me who he really is. And
Right.
as we were getting to know each other,
6 months in, we didn't know what. What didn't we know at 6 months in? What didn't we know?
Your Honor, he told me that he could satisfy me on every level.
Right.
And
Well, was he satisfying you in month one?
I'm not the kind of girl that just jumps into the sap.
Oh, so you didn't jump into bed with him
No,
right
I did
away?
not.
It's 6
Okay.
months.
Oh,
did
it
not.
took 6 months.
It never even happened.
6 months of just talking.
Yep.
Okay. Some people want to wait. Okay. 6 months. That's fair. That's what you want. You know, we've
Girl.
heard it on this channel many a time, 6 months. So, hey. Okay. All right.
Listen. I'm
Mhm.
one of these people. I don't jump right into bed with people. Blah 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 blah. You know, Vonda's gonna come up here. I bet you she is going to 1,000% agree. Girls
Mhm.
who don't jump right into the sack and need 6 months, okay? They don't
Mhm.
show up and open their door in anything less than clothing. Fully clothed. You got pants on, you got a top on. You probably won't even open that door without putting a robe over your t-shirt if you aren't wearing a bra underneath the t-shirt. Like if you generally tend to be more traditional or, a little bit more reserved when it comes to sex and sexuality, that shows in all of your behavior, not just in one area. So I don't believe that she's that kind of person. Now he's saying for real he didn't get it. Maybe he only got parts of it. I don't know. Maybe he really didn't get any of it. I don't know. But I'm gonna say that's not her.
Okay, well, that's fine. 6
mm,
months, hey. I say that's what you do. That's what you do. That's your decision. That's fine. Let's see where it goes.
mm.
And then what
I
happened?
work a lot. It's what I do.
I understand.
I don't really have time to date.
So what happened?
Well, he said, let's take a vacation, spend
So
a week.
where are we going to go?
We decided mutually as a couple to go to
Then
Cancun.
we're going to go where?
Cancun.
The Cancun. All right. Cancun,
We did.
Mexico. So I guess you must have paid for the trip.
I did.
She did.
He indicated to me that if I paid for the first trip, he would pay for the next trip. And I
If
worked
I
so
paid
much
for the
that
first trip, how did we took us 6 months to get to the first trip?
he had a hard time getting me away from work.
Right.
So he was hoping that maybe if I go on a vacation with her, we could have some organic time together. No cell phone, no iPad, no computer, no calls.
So
I'm
is
getting
this
calls
right?
and left.
If she pays for the first trip, whenever the second trip ends up being, you're going to pay.
I mean, she offered to pay for the first trip, and I don't make that
He
much
asked
money
me to
right
pay for
now.
the first
You
trip.
know,
He
I'm
asked
working a
me
lot
to
right
pay.
now, and
But did you pay for any part of the trip?
I mean, I paid for a drink here and there, but like
Your Honor, no, he didn't.
How
Your
long
Honor,
was
he
it?
did
How
not.
long was the trip
we're
from
there
Mexico?
for 5 nights.
A 5-night trip.
Yep.
Airline.
Hotel, airline,
car.
and I'm also suing for a week loss of wages.
Right, but I'm talking about the trip right now.
Yep. Okay.
Hotel, airline, a car.
Yes. He had a
Okay,
car.
what
That we
else?
didn't
Who
even
paid
use.
for the food on the trip?
I did, Your Honor. I'm not even suing for that.
No, I
I'm just
understand, but
looking
what
to
did
get.
he pay for? I
He
want to know what
didn't.
the man paid for.
This is why I'm here,
Okay.
because he sold me a whole song and dance that was not even true. And matter of fact,
Right.
as he said that he could wine and dine me and
Right.
satisfy me on every
I'm
level.
a
And Your
cable
Honor, he
technician.
absolutely did not deliver. He indicated to me that he could, like I said, I
Are
don't
we
date a
talking
lot.
about intimacy here?
Yes.
There
I
was
have
no intimacy.
I have
That's
a
the point.
picture that he sent me saying what he was working with.
Okay, yeah, but it was
And
a
I can
close
tell,
angle.
I have a picture of it if you'd like.
Wait. What you said? You sent her pictures.
She asked for it.
What?
He had
Of my
clothes
member.
on, but it indicates what he was working
Let
with.
me see
And
the
Before you see it, just so you know, I have a medical condition. Okay,
listen,
I'm a judge, but I'm not here to judge you.
that's well, it's it's
Okay.
called it's micro. It's
Okay. So
Ju-
he sent this picture. Was this a
And-
picture of him in a pair of pants?
listen,
Oh, that's not
Judge,
the
that's
picture?
not even him.
You weren't with him because of what you thought he might be able to do for you in bed.
exactly.
That's not the only thing. I mean, he indicated to me that he would wine and dine me and that he would treat me like a queen on the street on this.
But you knew he wasn't going to wine and dine you if you were paying
Exactly.
for the trip.
She
I
wanted to
wasn't
have money.
supposed
She's
to
a
pay. I
cougar.
was supposed to pay
She brought
for
the
the
claws out.
hotel
She's a
and I was
cougar.
supposed to pay for the flight.
Right.
When we got there, he was supposed to pay for the rest.
Okay,
And
so
he
you-
did not.
Wait a second. So your understanding was that when you got to Mexico, he was going to pay for the
For
wining and the
everything
dining.
else, absolutely.
And he
No.
didn't pay for
And
that.
he didn't. He
No,
didn't pay
she
for the
knew I
rental
couldn't-
car.
she knew
he
I
didn't
couldn't do it.
pay
She
for the
just told me to
dinner.
lay
So
it down.
what happened the first night we're in Mexico?
Nothing. That's the point.
Your Honor, we went to dinner. It was lame. And he
What
got
was
so
lame?
drunk that when we got back to the hotel, he
Right.
fell asleep and nothing happened. So I still wasn't sure about what he was working with.
Okay, so what about night 2? What did we do the second day we were in Mexico? What did we do that day?
Which I tried to make love.
Well, what did we do that day? Did we sightsee? What did we do in the day?
Let me step back, Your Honor. Because
No, don't take me backwards. I'm moving forward.
Yeah, we didn't even leave the resort.
We're in Mexico. We're in Mexico. Day 2. What do we do in Mexico?
This is the thing. You go on vacation to have, I'm sorry to say this, but a lot of sex.
He was trying to give us a romantic setting.
Right. So there was nothing romantic day 2, day 3, day 4?
No, Your Honor. I left after day 2 because he tried to put it on me. And at this point, he wasn't bringing any whining and dining. He was lame the night before, fell asleep.
6 months
completely
in,
drunk.
6 months in.
And
it's
then,
like she didn't know me or something. She already knew who I was.
And then he tries to put it on me, and that picture does not depict what he's dealing with. We're talking about a baby carrot, and we're not talking about
I said it's a medical condition. Now she's trying to make fun of me in front of all these people.
And after all of that, I booked a flight, I booked a hotel.
Let me tell you something. I've had a few mango seasons, okay? I've been around. I cannot believe that a woman would invest this much time emotionally with a man, 6 months, and it comes down to something having to do with his anatomy.
Exactly. You can work around
so
that.
you could.
All right. Comments? Anyone?
Whole damn lie. Like I said, and you know what? He pointed it out beautifully. Now, he knows better. He knows, right? Cougars, right? These older women fishing in the sea for the younger dudes to rock their world 24/7 are not looking for dudes with micro penises. But he said, hey, as long as I can draw this out and never let her get to the package and, you know, tell her it's all about the romance and I really want to get to know her and stimulate her mind and stuff, right? I could string this out and I could get lots from this chick before she figures out what I'm really working with, right? So she finally gets to the place where she's like, yo, listen, I need someone to rock my world. And so he got one free trip out of her, right? And then finally, him in his drunken state forgot that he was supposed to be packing, 9-10 feet, whatever it is he said was in there. So he pulls down his pants and she went, oh, hell no, right? Because cougars are looking to not be satisfied. They wanted to not be satisfied. They want to stay with the husbands they divorced, right? So, yeah. And that's why she's mad, because she got played and she didn't play the cougar game right. You got to check early. You got to check early on this. She was fishing in that pool. She was looking for the young stud to rock her world. Right. And she got played, and it's her fault. Charge it to the game. Yeah. Hey, all right.
No, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna lay it out here, and I'm gonna get a little Ruby-esque on y'all. Okay.
Ooh.
All right. Now, this chick, she was going straight for it. She knew exactly what she wanted, and that's what she was going for. But he presented a package to her, a potential package to her. And when it came time to, unload that debit card, she was like, oh, wait a minute. Insufficient funds. Wait, what's going on here? What? You're this is not working at all. So he apparently told her or led her to believe that he was working with this, extraordinary package. And she was like, okay, I believe you. I'm going to go for it. Let's go on this trip. Let's do it. And when it came time to pay, she was like, wait a minute. He came up short. And my thing is that, you know what, dude, if you're going to be a gigolo and you're going to be presenting yourself as such, you need to be able to present. And he wasn't able to, and she wasn't going for it. And it sounds like to me that this is just straight, cut and dry. There's no in between. There's no blurred lines. He didn't produce. He didn't put up.
Wait a minute now. If this is the case, it's a lot of females owe me some goddamn money.
You know what? We ain't talking about your back. You're real.
Crawling on the bed, talking all of that yang. I can handle it. Then you're running. I gotta pull them by the back of the leg. Get back in the room.
No,
What are you doing?
backpedal.
Listen. No. See. We want equal rights until it comes down to the gender
Okay, where did equal rights come to it? There was a mutual agreement, Dre. You know, she was
men get it all the time,
and he had to put out. And if he wasn't gonna put out correctly, she was like, "Wait a minute, I need some get back on this, deposit."
Well, listen, Vonda. It's nobody's fault that she put sandals on layaway for 6 months, and when the winter came, she wanted to take them off of layaway, and her feet are cold, and she got frostbite. That's her problem.
Okay, so right. I have a question. How was she supposed to figure this out beforehand? She had brought him by for an audition?
Yes. Listen, Vonda. She wasn't in there for a relationship. She was in there for a situational shit.
It was a trip.
No. She didn't need the trip. She didn't need the trip, Vonda.
Okay, guys.
6 months before the trip. 6 months before the trip. Remember, the trip didn't happen at the beginning. She was in this for 6 months.
Yes. Exactly. I'm going to interrupt and play the rest of this because it's just a few more minutes, and then we can really get into it.
Fill in the blanks. Let me fill in some more blanks.
So we're gonna finish this up. This is funny.
Tell that to your girlfriends or anybody else, but you cannot tell me that you brought a lawsuit because of somebody's anatomy. What is this really about? What is this about?
It's not just about that, Your Honor. He had indicated to me that he owned a business. He indicated to me that he was doing well.
What kind of business did you tell her you own?
I'm starting a small business.
What is the business?
It's an online resale business.
Right.
But it's little, like it's out of my living room right now. I told her that.
Right.
I
Your
told her
Honor,
exactly
he told
where
me
I'm
he was
at.
in fiber optics.
Let me ask you a
that
question.
He was making 6 figures.
The man is a cable guy.
He said that was just.
The man is a
He
cable
said that was just his side gig.
Oh,
he did not indicate to me.
Full-time cable. How would I come out
He
at
showed me
12:30?
invoices.
Wait. Let me ask you a question. If he's making hundreds of thousands of dollars in fiber optics, why is he a cable guy?
That was just a side gig.
Yeah, but it doesn't make any sense. You got to use your common sense. And let me just tell you, you were the fool here. There's no way I would have paid for a man to take me on a trip so he could wine and dine me. If you're going to be treating me like that, then you bought the tickets.
Then you better do it
and you paid for the hotel. Mm-hmm. And you're going to wine and dine me. But I'm not talking to you.
Sorry.
You paid for this whole trip, and it sounds like you were just disappointed in what you got.
I wasn't just disappointed, Your Honor. He sold me a whole song and dance about who he really was, and he's not. The first night that we were there,
who he was before you decided to take a trip with him. So let me look at this request of yours, this demand.
I also have invoices.
You want the money back for the trip?
I do. And
why should I give you back the money for the trip?
Your Honor, I work really, really hard for a living.
And you decided
you took me away from that.
Take your hard-earned money and take the cable guy to Mexico.
He had a story as to why he couldn't pay for it. That he was waiting for this great, big, huge thing that was going to come in. He would pay for the next trip.
You're not getting the money back on the trip. Okay? You did that freely and voluntarily on your own. Next question. What is the other money?
There's more money?
A week loss of wages.
Loss of wages you voluntarily decided to buy airline tickets and pay for a hotel to go to Mexico?
Oh my God!
I never take a vacation. You can look back. I've actually got proof that I have.
Let me ask you a question. Did he hold you at gunpoint and say you have got to leave your job for a week and get on this plane and go to Mexico with me? Yes or no?
He did not.
Okay, well, you're a grown woman, so you need to act like a grown woman. And you're a grown woman that did something that wasn't very smart. Judgment for the defendant. Good luck to you.
Judge Karen has ruled in favor of the defendant.
And her name
the
is
plaintiff's
Karen.
case has been dismissed.
Charge it to the game, baby. Charge it to the game. All right.
No.
Okay.
Listen, I would like to say this, Char.
Yes.
The lady there, I don't know her name. Sweetheart, come over here and sit with the millions of men that have to suck it up when this happens to them. This one's for you, right? Because I don't want to hear that.
Are you really gonna go there? You're really gonna go there, Dre?
If we go, listen. If a man does this and he was to drag that one, listen. Let's reverse it. Right? If he's sitting over here whining and crying and complaining about that, And then he get her down there, and she didn't want to put out. Like, at least she saw the package. She unwrapped the package, and she didn't like what she got. That's her fault, right? You know what I'm saying? Because she was playing what she was playing. It's different if she was looking for a relationship. She put herself in the hole when she said, I work a lot, this, that, and the third. When she showed up to the door in the towel, if she made that much money, she probably saw him from the security camera. She probably saw him from the security camera. And then she came through and she was about to, you gonna get all of this because I want it right now, right? And you know what she was doing? She was trying to get it. And he knew he had a medical condition, right? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He's running around with infinitis, right?
Oh,
Right? You know that's his thing. My man got the infinitis. He wasn't trying to whatever, so he was trying to get in her conscious mind. He was trying to get in the mind, right? You know, the mind orgasm, right? And he was ready. He had chains, whips, and oils and all kinds of stuff ready to go, right? You know what I'm saying? But guess what? She wasn't hearing that because she wanted to be drugged, you know, grabbed by the back of the head because she watching all this porn. Watching all this porn. She got the Mr. Marcus going, Lexi the Stale popping. You know, she ready to go, right? You know, she's too grown for all that, Vonda. But guess what? We men think the same thing, right? We sit up there, you know what I mean? Yeah, get that lobster, Carol, girl. Yeah, whatever. But we don't get no refunds. We can't take back when it ain't put out. 6 months. She waited 6 months on a dude. That wasn't by her choice. It was the other dude. Listen, reverse. She wanted the hobosexual. She got the hobo with no sexual.
Let me invite Chandra to speak because he never gets a chance to speak. He comes a little later on, so we got him. Let's get him.
Hey, Chandra.
Welcome.
Hey, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Note how she waited 6 months and the dick was trash.
You know what? She didn't. I don't think she fully looked at the whole thing.
It was tiny trash. Tiny trash.
Recycled.
Well, why does that matter if she wants to wait 6 months and get to know him and all that kind of stuff?
She did wait 6 months and she got to know him. She got to know him. You know, he was calling her all throughout the 6 months. Otherwise, she wouldn't have gone on a trip with him, right? And
that's why I'm looking at it.
So, and then when she says he is not who he says he was going to be, the only thing that she's saying when she says that, the emotion behind that is, he told me he had a bigger, you know.
That's true, Chandra. I agree with that. Is she at the bottom line is that she's upset that his wiener, you know, was not an Oscar Mayer, it was actually a Vienna. That seems to be the whole crux of this whole thing, is that he wasn't able to, you know, give her, you know, a night of passion. You know, she was going to pay for the date anyway. She was going to deal with this, you know, gigolo young Tom Cruise regardless. But at the end of the day, she wanted him to be able to put out and give her a night to remember. And yeah, it was a night to remember, but not in the way that she wanted.
Oh yeah, and let's not forget.
He didn't have to tell her that he used the Zoom function when he took his picture.
But he had pants on, though. That's the other thing. He had pants on.
Which, if it's only a baby carrot, even with pants, I don't see how she didn't see it. But okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Ruby. I think I would have caught that a little early on. Be like, wait a minute, what's that?
Right. No, this chick knew exactly what was happening, but she was lying to herself because she's been, you know, terminally single forever. And so that's why she hasn't been on a vacation, because she's got no close family or friends and hasn't had a man in forever. And she doesn't want to feel like a loser going on vacation by herself. So she paid for this vacation and brought along the pretty little white boy to be on her arm, right? As her arm candy. Right, to give her that level of status. Ooh, look who's bringing me on vacation, girls. Right? She lied about all of it. Right? She started believing her own lies. Because I believe him. I believe that he told her exactly where he stood. Because he's a sugar baby. Right? These little sugar babies, that's what they do. They'll tell you the real, but they say it while they're rubbing up on you, and it makes you feel good and makes you lose your mind a little bit. No, he told her exactly what he was about. And anything he said, she just made it into something different. And she forgot that she's been lying because she's been telling her girlfriends lies for so long. She started believing the hype that she made because, oh, pretty white boy, he must really be rich. He must really have an expensive. Ooh, girl, you get that white man with his own business. And she forgot what he told her originally. So as Kel said inside of the chat, you know, you are not a victim. You are a volunteer. I feel zero sympathy or empathy for you, girl. Zero. Nope.
Hey, Tyrone on the corner would have broke her back out, boy. She took the wrong dude. She could have took him to Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles, saved her a couple of $100,000.
Right?
You know what I'm saying? Look, $250 for a pair of Jordans, he would have broke her back out, or a new PlayStation 5. One of the two.
This reminds me of a story, right? So I was, you know, once upon a time in the YouTube streets, I was listening to a guy complain about how all these women are overweight. You know, he can't find a woman that's in shape, right? And, you know, about 15 minutes later, the guy actually confesses that he's not working with very much. So a woman being overweight makes it a lot more difficult for him because, you know, a little bit of extra weight means a little bit of extra padding, and, you know.
Too much cushion pushing, huh?
So you know, this being a thing on the YouTube streets, you know, I hear this and I'm going, you know, this guy, you know, he picked well, you know, he saw that she was desperate and thirsty, and, you know, because the thirst was real from the beginning. Let's not even play ourselves. The moment she shows up with just a towel on, the thirst was there. He saw the thirst, and he let her play herself up into this. He let her feed her fantasy about what it was going to be. He's like, I'm a cable guy, but, you know, yeah, you want to take me to Cancun? Yeah, we can do this.
Right. Well, you trying to tell me little Miss Richie Rich doesn't own a robe that she has probably about 4 or 5 different robes. You're trying to tell me she didn't have a robe she could throw on over that towel because she was just so scared they would leave too quickly? Stop it. You had time to wrap the towel around you and a towel around your hair. You had time to grab a robe if you wanted one on your body. Please spare me. Okay.
Well, I'm going to point out a few things. And Miss Regina, you got to come early, sweetie. I will play a couple of clips, so that's no worries. You know, let me go on and play it now, so that way I can go on into what I want to point out. I think that's what I'll do. I'll point it out that way. Because you guys are saying a lot of things, but it should be a teaching moment for you guys that do this. Because there are a lot of women that do this and then say, well, he wasn't what he said he was. Well, he told me, and all of these things. But what were you doing? It's not like you read something that he wrote. You were around him, weren't you?
Marketing executive Washington is suing her former lover, Greg Venner, in the amount
marketing executive. She knows about upselling.
36 cents. Ms. Washington claims Mr. Venner.
Thank you so much. That is what I wanted to point out. That is a detailed job.
Right.
And you tell me for 6 months, I don't care if it was half text and then other in person, you don't have any details? Okay.
Venner promised her the sex of a lifetime, but left her devastatingly unsatisfied. Mr. Venner says the plaintiff is completely unreasonable, and she cannot fault him for her insatiable sexual appetite.
Miss Washington, you are suing Mr. Venner for $5,462 in lost wages and money spent on a vacation.
That's correct.
Okay.
So we got lost wages. When you go on vacation, you take time off, whether it's paid or unpaid.
Right.
So why are you going to try to make that man pay for that?
Right.
That's ridiculous, but I'll continue and I'll be quiet for now.
And what's your relationship to Mr. Venner?
We were dating for a few months.
Oh,
6 months.
6 months you were dating. Okay. How'd you meet her?
I am a cable technician, Your Honor. I was called to her house to install some cable, or rather fix some cable.
Okay.
So I show up to her house and she opens the door in a towel.
And what happened?
And I go in and she's like, oh, I didn't know you were coming and all this stuff, and just like being real sexy. I mean, she's a beautiful woman. I'm like, all right, cool. This is going to be a nice call. You know?
But did it evolve into a relationship?
It did. I mean, very, very slowly. Like she told me, she was like, oh, you can give me a call anytime. I had her number because you have to call the client before you come over to their house.
Right.
So I had her number. She's like, call me anytime.
Okay.
So
and
that
did
started.
You call her?
Yeah, I mean, I texted her. You don't really call anymore.
Right. Unfortunately.
So we did some texting. We had a couple of lunch dates.
Okay. So you went out to lunch?
We did.
Well, how was that?
It was great.
He was a nice guy. I mean, he's a handsome guy.
Did you like him at first?
I did. Absolutely. When he came to the door to fix my TV.
Okay, I'm asking her now.
Sorry.
Thank you, Your Honor. When he came to my door to fix my TV, I really wasn't expecting to meet a guy. I work really hard.
Right.
You know,
what do you do for a living?
I'm a marketing executive. And when I met him, I had come back from a 2-week-long stint from back east. We were doing this big project, and I was tired. And I typically don't take the day off.
Right. But why did you show up at the door like dressed scantily?
Well, my TV didn't work on my only day off.
Right.
And
what does
so
that have to do with showing up at the door without any clothes on?
Well, I called the cable company, and they were kind enough to send somebody out same
Favorite
day.
part.
Right. And so
why did you show up at the door with no clothes on?
Your Honor, I had no idea that they were going to show up that quick. Apparently, they had somebody in the area.
Did they ring a bell, or they just open it up?
Well, it was within a half an hour.
Before, like half an hour before, so she knew I was coming in 20
right.
30 minutes.
And he didn't just open the door and come in. He had to ring the door. And then what do you say?
They did.
Give me a minute.
Right.
Let me get dressed.
I was afraid that they were going to leave. I'm sorry. I was afraid that whoever was standing at the door would leave. So
what were you wearing then to the door?
I had on a head wrap and a towel.
Okay. All right, so we started this relationship, and
wait,
nice. He's taking you out, dinner, dancing.
Sure.
She was afraid her only exposure to dick was gonna leave.
You know what, you guys? Okay. You know what? I can
Why?
see at a certain point. Only because maybe, she worked a lot and she was like, oh, well, damn, he's hot. But it's like, was she really that desperate?
Yes.
Wait. Vonda, let me ask you a question, Vonda. Because she said she's right. She's waiting for 6 months for sex. Cool. So you are clearly our specialist on this. So with that being said, because you're that kind of person, right? It's been a drought. You are dying to find a man because you're not sure if you could last 6 months from today, let alone longer than that, right? So now the doorbell rings. You know it's gonna be a guy. Okay. Do you show up, open that door in just a towel?
You know what? I would not have. I absolutely would not have. I would not have. I'm sorry. I don't give a damn. I'm not showing up at my front door with just a towel and a head wrap on. It's not going down.
Exactly.
And see, there you go, Vonda. And that's why the judge kept asking her the question, because she never said that when he came, right, she excused herself and went and put some clothes on. So the time he went and fixed that until he left, she was in that towel.
Oh, Lord. You know what? I hate when you guys do this to me. I really, really hate y'all do this.
Will we point out reality? Like,
yes.
Right?
No, that's fine. She's an adult.
I was all on her side. I was like, look, she was paying for a service. She didn't get what she wanted. She deserves all her money back.
Nope.
Here, Drake and Ruby come with the, you know what?
Hey, she had the baby powder and everything.
And the oil. Don't forget the oil. Man, she
The oil.
in the shower.
Okay.
She had the oil. She oiled up her chest and she dripped some of it so it looked like water running in her hair. Right? She had it look like she had just come dripping out of the shower. Oh, wet. Trust. I bet you she did. Yeah.
Vonda, if she's a marketing executive and she came back from East, if East means she came back from Asia. You walk down the street in Asia and some lady trying to sell you a bathrobe, a silk one at that.
Okay. I really hate when y'all do this to me, but okay. I need to listen to the letter a little bit, objectively, more objectively than I do.
It's okay. We're gonna break it down. So I'm gonna keep playing.
Yeah.
Movies.
Oh yeah, she can move. She's a great dancer.
Okay, so you guys have fun together.
We had a great time. she'll tell you she worked a lot. She's a very busy woman, which I appreciate. I like that. I like a woman.
Did you start to like her?
Of course I did. She's great. She's funny. She's fun.
And did
she's
you
got
like
her
him?
career
Like
going.
him?
Absolutely. He's a great listener.
Well, you look really sad today.
No, listen, I'm just looking to get reimbursed for a trip that we took.
Okay, so tell me about the trip we took.
Yeah, tell her.
He didn't tell me who he really is. And as we were getting to know each other.
6 months in, we didn't know what. What didn't we know at 6 months in? What didn't we know?
Your Honor, he told me that he could satisfy me on every level.
Right.
And
Well, was he satisfying you in month 1?
I'm not the kind of girl that just jumps into the sap.
Oh, so you didn't jump into bed with him
No,
right
I did
away?
not.
It's 6 months.
Oh,
I did
it
not.
took 6 months.
It never even happened.
6 months of just talking.
Yep.
And then what happened?
I work a lot. It's what I do. I
understand.
I don't really have time to date.
So what happened?
Well, he said, let's take a vacation, spend
So
a week.
where are we going to go?
We decided mutually as a couple to go to
Then
Cancun.
we're going to go where?
Cancun.
The Cancun. All right, Cancun,
We did.
Mexico. So, I guess you must have paid for the trip.
I did.
She did.
He indicated to me that if I paid for the first trip, he would pay for the next trip. And I
If
worked
I
so
paid
much
for the
that
first trip, how did we took us 6 months to get to the first trip?
he had a hard time getting me away from work.
Right.
So he was hoping that maybe if I go on a vacation with her, we could have some organic time together. No cell phone, no iPad, no computer, no calls.
So
I'm
is
getting
this
calls
right?
and left.
If she pays for the first trip, whenever the second trip ends up being, you're going to pay.
I mean, she offered to pay for the first trip, and I don't make that
He
much
asked
money
me to
right
pay for
now.
the first
You
trip.
know,
He
I'm
asked
working a
me
lot
to
right
pay.
now, and
But
this is.
did you pay for any part of the trip?
I mean, I paid for a drink here and there, but like
Your Honor,
she.
no, he didn't.
How
Your
long
Honor,
was
he
it?
did
How
not.
long was the trip
We're
from
there
Mexico?
for 5 nights.
A 5-night trip.
Yep.
Airline.
Hotel, airline,
car.
and I'm also suing for a week loss of wages.
Right, but I'm talking about the trip right now.
Yep. Okay.
Hotel, airline, a car.
Yes. He had a
Okay,
car.
what
That we
else?
didn't
Who
even
paid
use.
for the food on the trip?
I did, Your Honor. I'm not even suing for that.
No, I
I'm just
understand, but
looking
what
to
did
get.
he pay for? I
He
don't know what
didn't.
the man paid for.
This is why I'm here because he sold me a whole song and dance that
Not
was
a
not even
damn
true.
thing.
Matter of fact,
Sounds like-
as he said, he could wine and dine me and
Right.
satisfy me on every
I'm a
level. And Your
cable
Honor, he
technician.
absolutely did not deliver. He indicated to me that he could, like I said, I
Are
don't
we
date a
talking
lot.
about intimacy here?
Yes.
There
I
was
have it.
no intimacy.
I have
That's
a
the point.
picture that he sent me saying what he was working with.
Okay, yeah, but it was
And
a
I can
close
tell,
angle.
I have a picture of it if you'd like.
Wait,
It
what?
was a close angle.
You sent her pictures
She
of
asked for it.
what?
He had
Of my
clothes
member.
on, but it indicates what he was working
Let
with.
me see
And
the
Before you see it, just so you know, I have a medical condition. Okay.
Oh God.
listen,
I'm a judge, but I'm not here to judge you.
That's well, it's it's
Okay.
called it's micro. It's
Okay. So
Oh,
he sent this
Lord.
picture. Was this a
And-
picture of him in a pair of pants?
listen,
Oh, that's
Judge,
not a
that's
picture?
not even him.
You weren't with him because of what you thought he might be able to do for you in bed.
exactly.
That's not the only thing. I mean, he indicated to me that he would wine and dine me and that he would treat me like a queen on the street.
But you knew he wasn't
For 6
going to
months.
wine and dine you if you were paying
Exactly.
for the trip.
She
I
wanted to
wasn't
have money.
supposed
She's
to
a
pay. I
cougar.
was supposed to pay
She
for
brought
the
claws out.
hotel,
She's a
and I was
cougar.
supposed to pay for the flight.
Right.
When we got there, he was supposed to pay for the rest.
Okay,
and
so
he did not.
Wait a second. So your understanding was that when you got to Mexico, he was going to pay for the
For
wining and the
everything
dining,
else, absolutely.
and he
No.
didn't pay for
And
that.
he didn't. He
No,
didn't pay
she
for the
knew I
rental
couldn't-
car.
she
He
knew I
didn't
couldn't do it.
pay
She
for
just
the
told me to
dinner.
lay
So
it down.
what happened the first night we're in Mexico?
Nothing. That's the point.
Your Honor, we went to dinner. It was lame, and he
What
got
was
so
lame?
drunk that when we went back to the hotel,
Right.
he fell asleep and nothing happened. So I still wasn't sure about what he was working with.
Okay, so
Okay.
what about night 2? What did we do the second day we were in Mexico? what
Well,
did we do that day?
Which I tried to make love.
Well, what did we do that day? Did we sightsee? What did we do
We
in the
didn't go to the
daytime?
resort.
Let me step back, Your Honor, because
No, don't take me backwards. I'm moving
Okay.
forward.
Yeah, we
Day
didn't leave
2,
the
we're in
resort.
Mexico. We're in Mexico. Day 2. What do we
Okay.
do in Mexico?
That's the thing. You go on vacation to have. I'm sorry to say this, but a lot of sex.
he was trying to give us
So-
a romantic setting.
Right.
to
So
have
there
this
was
first-
nothing romantic day 2, day
No.
3, day 4.
Nothing.
No, Your
Nothing.
Honor, I left after day 2 because he
Oh, you left
tried
after
to put
day
it on
2.
me, and at this point, he couldn't. He wasn't bringing any whining and dining. He was lame the night before, fell asleep.
6 months
completely
in,
drunk.
6 months in,
And
it's
then,
like she didn't know me or something. She already
and then
knew
he
who I
tries
was.
to put it on me, and that picture does not depict what he's dealing with. We're talking about a baby carrot, and we're not talking about
I said it's a medical condition. Now she's trying to make fun of me in front of all these people.
And after all of that, I booked a flight, I booked a hotel.
Let me tell you something. I've had a few mango seasons, okay? I've been around. I cannot believe that a woman would invest this much time emotionally with a man, 6 months, and it comes down to something having to do with his anatomy.
Exactly. You can work around
so
that.
you can tell that to your girlfriends or anybody else, but you cannot tell me that you brought a lawsuit because of somebody's anatomy. What is this really about? What is this about?
It's not just about that, Your Honor. He had indicated to me that he owned a business. He indicated to me that he was doing well.
What kind of business did you tell her you own?
I'm starting a small business.
What is the business?
It's an online resale business.
Right.
But it's little, like it's out of my living room right now. I told her that.
Your
I told her
Honor,
exactly
he told me
where
he
I'm
was
at.
in fiber optics.
Let me ask you a
that
question.
he was making 6 figures.
The man is a cable guy.
He said that was just.
The man is a
He
cable
said that was
guy.
just his side gig.
Oh,
He
A lot of people saying 6 figures.
did not indicate.
No.
Full-time cable. How would I come out
He
at
showed me
12:30?
invoices.
Let
He
me
showed
ask,
me.
wait. Let me ask you a question. If he's making hundreds of thousands of dollars in fiber optics, why is he
think
a
I just
cable
like
guy?
people?
That was just a side gig.
Yeah, but it doesn't make any sense. You got to
He
use
wanted
your
the insurance.
You
He didn't
got
want to
to use your common sense. And let me just tell you, you were the fool here. You were the fool here. There's no way I would have paid for a man to take me on a trip so he could wine and dine me. If you're going to be treating me like that, then you bought the tickets.
Then you better do it
and
at
you
home.
paid for the hotel.
Mhm.
And you're going to wine and dine me. But
by the way,
I'm not talking to you.
sorry.
You paid for this whole trip, and it sounds like you were just disappointed in what you
I
got.
wasn't just disappointed, Your Honor. He sold me a whole song and dance about who he really was, and he's not. The
But you
first
should
night
have
that we were
known
there,
who he was before you decided to take a trip with him. So let me look at this request of yours, this demand.
Okay, I also have invoices.
You want the money back for the trip?
I do. And
Why should I give you back the money for the trip?
Your Honor, I work really, really hard for a
And
living.
you decided
he
you're
took
going
me
to
away from that.
take your hard-earned money and take the cable guy to Mexico.
He had a story as to why he couldn't pay for it, that he was waiting for this great big huge thing that was going to come in. He would pay for the next trip.
You're not getting the money back on the trip. Okay? You did that freely and voluntarily on your own. Next question. What is the other money?
There's more money?
A week loss of wages.
Loss of wages
Loss
when
of
you
wages.
voluntarily decided to buy
At his request, I
airline
never
tickets
take-
and pay for a hotel to go to Mexico?
Oh my God, thank
I
you.
never take a vacation. You can look
Yeah,
back.
but
I've
you-
actually got proof that I have.
Let me ask you a question. Did he hold you at gunpoint
No,
and
he
say
did
you
not.
have got to leave your job for a week and get on this plane and go to Mexico with me? Yes or no?
He did not.
Okay, well, you're a grown woman, so you need to act like a grown woman. And you're a grown woman that did something that wasn't very smart. Judgment for the defendant. Good luck to you.
Judge Karen has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's case has been dismissed.
No, you know what? Here's the thing, right? Because people are saying, oh, it's because he didn't have 6 figures. But being real, when women are saying the 6-figure thing, I think people are very confused by this. So let's get something like straight. Women have no idea what's actually in your bank account. They have no idea. So when they are saying 6 figures, they're attributing a bunch of different behaviors specifically that you will have in ways that you will treat them and things that you will treat them to, that they're associating with a particular lifestyle, i.e. the 6-figure guy. Okay. This guy doesn't have that kind of money or that ability. So he's not taking her out like that. He's not showering her with gifts like that. He's not driving it around in a Benz and wearing Gucci and Prada and whatever and buying her bags. And it's not happening. So she already knew that he's not some 6-figure dude. That's fine though, because when you're talking about this kind of woman who's doing the more superficial thing, you can be one of two things. You can be lacking everywhere else, but have lots of money to shower her with all kinds of special treatment and gifts and trips and whatever. Or you could be heavily packing and know how to rock her world in the sack. You cannot be broke with a micro penis. You can't. That's not going to work. So that is ultimately what the problem was. She was not looking for love. She was not looking for forever. Okay. She was looking for a boy toy. And a boy toy can be one of two things. He can either rock your world in a sack and be very well hung and a great story for all your friends, or he can be incredibly rich. But he can't lack both of those things. And that's what he found out. Yeah.
I have a question. I think she looked for Ken. She got Ken and then found out he really is a Ken. like that's what happened. Look, and this is what I bring to the table. The articles of prostitution need to be put on the table. She would have been off better by. She would have been better off if she got herself a gigolo, like she don't even need a side dude because she ain't got it. She can't be a side dude if she ain't got a dude, right? So she doesn't. Okay, she waited 6 months because she probably maybe had 1 day off, maybe if that, per month. So they probably talked to each other on the text or whatever, right? And he actually liked her and he had his space to build. So even when they went out and went dancing, he paid for stuff. He actually paid for stuff. She couldn't deny that he didn't pay for anything because look how petty she is, right? She wanted the money back from the trip and lost wages. I bet she would have tried to get money for the 6 months, right? If she was paying for stuff. She only paid for the trip. So let's just say he took her out to certain places, saving his money up the whole time. And he's only got to meet her once or twice a month and then text her every day because he's busy. She's busy. Worked out perfectly fine. Now, it's not his fault they went out drinking and she thinking, I'm going to get him yacked up. Well, he ain't have nothing to yak up. Right? And he passed out, right? He passed out. Okay, cool. Right? He passed out. And the problem is, it's her fault. You know why I say it's her fault?
Of course.
I'm going to tell you why it's her fault, right? Because she should have got to a point of intimacy. All women do this. I just thought about it, right? Woman to get with you, everything get hot and heavy, and then that strong baby arm starts to form, like, right? And then she feel that rubbing up against her, and then she's like, okay, he's packing. We can't do this right now. We got to wait. She's checking the package. It's her fault. She didn't check the package. Listen, I done seen women go to the grocery store and start feeling on fruit and vegetables and see if they firm, and they put them back. They do it all the time. You go shopping, you feel on the fruit. Okay, it's the firm, you put it back, right? I done seen one. If you get a package, you look in the package, you shake it a little bit, you rattle it. This don't seem right. You know, you get a box of grits. Hold on, let me hear that. Your grandma shake it up. Nah, ain't enough grits in there, baby. Put that back. Let me get this over here. My wife does it. She never takes anything from the front. I said, you know what I mean? I was like, why you just take? She said, no. She will look at the thing on the front, put it back, and get the thing 3 rows back because everybody done put their hands on the thing in the front, right? If I know women's intuition naturally, they're that detailed because they don't want to purchase something, and women do all the purchasing. Right? They love purchasing. She purchased something and she did not check the warranty. She didn't get the extended warranty. She didn't get the roadside assistance. None of that.
We're going to let Miss Regina in. She just come to the panel. Welcome.
Good evening, Miss Regina.
Hey, Regina. Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. Hey.
Hello.
Hey, Miss Regina.
Hey, loves. How y'all doing?
Hey,
all right.
Even better now.
Yay. Awesome. Oh my goodness. I was like, when I clicked on it was like live, and I was like, what did I just walk into? Oh my!
Just to get here on time, but you did get a chance to hear it. So what did you hear?
Oh my goodness! So I did get a chance to you replayed her script, so I did get a chance to hear that. And I okay. Oh goodness, girl, cut your losses, girl. Everybody gonna get some limp dick, little dick, everybody in your lifetime. Keep on living, honey. You gonna get some more. It's a more out there, and the older they get, the limper they get. I'm just saying. Just okay. All right, now.
Yeah, okay, so okay, that was coming from soon to be 55, but y'all, but for real, for her to try to take this man to court, she's wrong for that, and I agree with the brother. She you cut your losses. You thought you was about to get some bang, and even if she didn't feel the print, because most women, you gonna try to get a gauge for it. You know what I'm saying? You gonna try to rub up against it, put your booty up against it. In 6 months, you gonna try to do that little, that little toot. You know how we do the little, you know, you know.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know how you push it up against a little bit if you stand in line at somewhere, at the movies or something, and you trying to rub up against it. You try to get a feel for it. So I know in 6 months she should at least done that. And if she didn't do that, then at least rub your hand across it when you're sitting up, when you're Netflixing and chill. And I know that has another. It has another connotation that sex is expected, but even when you're just sitting up watching a movie and you rub your hand across it, you felt something. And if you didn't feel something in 6 months, and you're gonna go ahead and pay for a trip, then that's shame on you. That ain't shame on
Yep.
you. Get
Welcome to the panel, Mr. Music.
Hey.
All I can say about that is tragic.
Thank you, music. Thank you.
Damn. She didn't do her homework. She didn't do enough research.
Now you see why I say before you buy a car, you check under the hood 6 months.
Well, 6 months. What was she doing in the 6 months? Where were they going?
Obviously nothing. She ain't catching no print. She ain't catching no nothing. She didn't know in 6 months what she was about to get into. At least with a woman,
sweats or nothing. I mean,
nothing.
What was going on?
You ain't accidentally rubbed on nothing. You ain't grabbed nothing. He ain't set in a precarious position to where it was. Y'all know, fellas. Y'all know what I'm talking about. We kind of let them see it sometime without showing it to them.
That's what I'm talking about. You gonna let me know what you're working with.
I'm gonna let you know now. I'm gonna let you know, like Bernie Mac said, I'm blessed. That's why I wore these damn trousers today. I'm blessed.
You say music is like, hey, I'm gonna let you know.
You don't know. Listen, shit. If you got gold in your pocket, you won't share it sometime. Here you go, lady. Check it out.
No, this is
Midas.
And the sad part, and the unfortunate part here is that she prefaced it by saying that she is a workaholic, that she works a lot, that she doesn't have time to have this. So her expectations were high. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna give that lady the opportunity to say that she was really focused on her work in those 6 months, that she really was not ready to do the little toot booty up, whatever, the rub against and the rub across. Maybe she just didn't have time for that because she was working so
Let me say this right quick, like as a landscaper and a guy to knowing guys that do this kind of work, this capable. Listen, we get a lot of booty out here.
Well, he doesn't because he's got a micro penis.
We get paid. We get paid in more ways. Sometimes they ain't got that cash, They need that yard cut. Relatives is coming over. Husband out of town.
Music. Music. Micro penis. No one's whipping out their micro penis to like $1,000.
Right? Them guys they mess it up for us though. Every once in a while you get them short fellas in there.
He's one of them. He's built like a baby carrot, she said, right? It's a medical condition. So here's the thing. He wanted to be a sugar boy, a sugar baby, okay? She wanted a sugar boy, sugar baby. And he knew that the second she saw what he was working with, the second she got an inkling of it, it was over. So he did everything in his power to extend things as long as possible without her ever getting near it. I'm positive she was down by, I'll say, the 3rd week maximum. right? Because she's not looking for love. Again, she was looking for a sugar baby, someone you can call up and you know what, fine, there's a price tag attached to it, but they're available whenever you call and they're going to put it down. Right. That's what she was looking for.
Well, I don't know
Can I
about
drag
too many.
everybody into the a-hole corner with me for a second?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sure.
She's a marketing executive. You know what marketing does? They make that burger look so juicy and full, and then when you go to the McDonald's, you don't ever see that lettuce and tomato in that burger. It's all soggy and shit, right? But that's what marketing does, right? Marketing tells you a story that you want to believe. So when you go to McDonald's, you expect that burger to come out looking nice and pretty like that, right? That's what he did to her. He marketed her on his package. On the whole package, he's like, I'm a wine and dine you. He did the marketing to the marketing executive, and she wants to play like she didn't know what was going on.
No, that fool, it's not like that fool had more mouthpiece than he had baby carrot piece.
But let me ask you this. Any woman over 35, I'm pretty sure you have experienced this. The guys that do all the talking about what they can do, will do, normally can't do.
That's why you don't say nothing. Let them find out for themselves. But see, my thing is though, the mere fact that she came to the door in a towel and a headrest told me that she was already looking for some action.
Yes, she sure was.
She was looking for action. She was looking for action. Unfortunately, he wasn't ready that day.
That's right.
He wasn't born ready.
He wasn't ready ever.
It seems like she was looking for the bushes to be trimmed and the hedges to be clipped, and she was looking for all of that.
And I'd have went in there with my weed eater, cutting things up. You need them bushes trimmed too, ma'am.
He didn't have the equipment for the job at hand. He didn't have the equipment.
Wait a minute.
But you know what? You know what? Y'all know, you know how you know for sure that it's on him why the sex didn't happen? Because their first night on vacation, what did she say? He got so drunk that there's no way like anything was going to be happening. He did that on purpose. He was probably playing half of that drunkenness, right? Because if he's too drunk and he just passes out and whatever, okay, maybe tomorrow, right? Because again, he wants to get as much free as he can from this vacation because he knows sometime in this 7 days, she's gonna see it, and then it's all over. Okay, so you
guys, can I ask the panel a question? Now, I am clearly not a man. I don't have a penis, so this is really to the men. When a man says it's a medical condition, what in the entire F? What is the medical condition? The size of it, you know.
Yes, it's actually known as a medical condition called micropenis.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
That's a new one on me. That's a new medical term for me. I don't never heard that before.
I mean, you know, not everybody is super well endowed, right?
It's not just small; it's micro. Sorry.
Yeah, and like I said, I've been around these YouTube streets, and you know, that dude who was complaining about these women being, you know, overweight, and then he come to find out he's not working with much, you know, and it's a natural medical state of things. Clinical state of things.
I'm gonna say like this, Vonda. It was it was a guy on the ship, right? He had this medical condition. He went out. He went into port. He went out and he like we always say, messing with the little prostitutes and stuff, right? Go over there and trick it off, right? He was like, all right, man, everybody do what they do, right? And he went over to the prostitute and stuff, and he went in there and he came back down, and the prostitute gave him back his money because he
damn.
Oh Lord, damn.
Like she said, I ain't even going. She said, she said, I'm a prostitute. I'm not a thief. We heard her say that. We hit the floor, and he had this look like he wanted to kill himself.
Wow!
Because I'm like, about to see, I'm a jerk, right? But imagine five of me from different parts of the United States. We ain't got nothing to do with the clown.
I'm a jerk. I'd have roasted him.
We roasted him.
A hoe gave you your money back? Damn.
Ooh, look. And then we didn't stop. When the ship left, we waited till everybody eat. You know, me's been on them ships. You get on the ship, everybody's always eating around dinner time. Around dinner time, we said, "Hey man, tell them about when that hoe gave you your money back. Talking about she a hoe and she ain't a thief. You ain't over there working with nothing." She couldn't even lie to you.
I'm sorry. That's pitiful. That's
pitiful.
sad.
I'm sorry for that. I felt sorry for the man now. At the time,
the hoe not a thief. What the hell?
No, because she didn't feel right receiving payment for that shit.
Well, and I'm gonna be fair here. Here's the thing. So my number's still in the single digits.
When does a hoe have a conscience?
No,
you ain't got nothing to work with.
You know what though? Because it's not just about being a hoe, right? Because when we think about hoes or women who are very promiscuous, and they like big and long and whatever. I'm still in single digits, okay? At 36 years old. To be fair, I've been married for a while. Not the point. Point is that when I was younger, I was dating a guy. He was a football star, okay? He actually did end up making it. He had offers from the NFL and the CFL, but he wanted to come back home, so he did because he went to a college in the States. So that means, very popular. He's even in the video games. It's cool. Anyway, point is, so he had a micro penis, okay? Now, I love this guy. I was in love with him. I was in love with him from the time I was in the 9th grade and he was like in the 11th grade and like cheering for him. And oh my God, I'm so in love with him. So when he noticed me, right, like a couple years later, I was just like, oh my God, I can't believe he noticed me. And then, we've been dating for a while and now, things that get hot and heavy. We're making out in his car and, he pulled it out and put my hand there. And I was like, maybe it's soft. Still kind of hard. Maybe it's soft. Maybe it'll get bigger. Maybe Man, it didn't even come halfway up my hand, okay? It didn't even come halfway up my hand, right? Lord. The short way across my palm. So, and that was right? And that was the moment I decided I was never going to have sex with him.
Damn.
Never.
I was never going to put another notch in my bedpost for that. Now, I'm not one of those people who want a big, giant, super strong 12 inches. I wouldn't mess with that either, right? But that just looked like a waste of time. Like, I wasn't willing to try it. Like, really? My finger could do more than that. Forget it. I don't need it, right?
No.
Like, let's be real. Micro penis don't get play. The only guys, and I'm being serious, guys who can have micro penises do get married. And I don't mean just rich ones. And the ones that get married, though, they get married to girls who don't actually like sex. They only like head.
There you go. Yeah.
So
that's most often true. Yep.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
And this chick wasn't looking for some good head. She was looking for a good back blowout, right? So
yes.
Keep it close. That's it. Yeah.
Look, Stella was trying to get her groove back, groove off,
groove on. And it was a groove and should not have taken that to court.
Exactly.
That was not the place to take that time and want to.
Anybody got an email?
We're going to reply to the email.
Only reason I did that
we're going to tell her.
That lady was upset because she was out of some money and she was out of some time. She wasn't able to get her back blown out. And on top of that, she spent this amount of money on this dude who said, hey, baby girl, I can make it worth your while. She was like, oh, for real? All right. Yes.
She probably could have got better from a local.
Wait till I get to that whole
She probably could have got better from a local.
I agree, Miss Regina.
My question is, the way she tried to persuade the judge as far as the reason why she should get her money back is that was just crazy. She says, but Your Honor, he sold me like a song and dance. Okay.
And you bought
When did you find that out? The 6th month and the first day? I mean,
Yeah.
did you when he pulled it out or when you looked at it, that's when you realized that he wasn't six figures, he didn't own a business, he didn't wine and
No.
dine. You didn't figure that out until you saw it?
No.
Come on now.
If it was a baby carrot, he didn't pull nothing out. It didn't
Nope.
even pull out.
Well, like I said, when she saw it, touched it, smelled it, whatever it was, that is the only time that she realized that, according to her, if you want to go with her story, well,
wasn't
Your
what he
Honor,
said he was.
he gave me a song and dance, and he said he was six figures and he owned a business. Come on, you just found it out once you saw the baby carrot, because that's what you're trying to tell us. It's okay if you spent your money to hang out with this dude. You saw what he had. That's not what you wanted. Okay. Oh, well, too bad you're not going to sleep with him. You done paid for the trip. Why are you going to leave? You paid for 5 days.
Right.
And you're going to leave?
No.
Are you kidding me?
Char, listen. I'm gonna tell you. This is what happened. She left him. She called in the pinch hitter. Hey, Tyrone, jump on the plane. Come down here right now.
She left out. Nah. She went back home.
Yeah, she went
back
home.
and that was ridiculous. Those vacations, once you pay for them, that's it. There's no money back. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. You left? You could have had a great time.
I'm not going home. I would have finished my trip, and me and young Tom Cruise, if we'd have been separated or whatever. Because I mean, if you got a medical condition going on, I can't force the medical condition. So let it be what it is.
Right. Because you know what?
I'm gonna have to disagree.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Because first of all, she didn't strike me as the type to have a pinch hitter come into the door in a goddamn towel.
I'm telling you, she
was afraid that he was going to leave. She was afraid that her first exposure to man meat
dingling in a minute
in the past 6 months was going to leave.
Right. Yes. She peeked out the window. Oh, that guy don't look too bad. Let me run to the door right quick. Like he coming in, fix cable. I'm gonna bend over a little bit, show him what I'm working with, get me some, and nobody will be the wiser. Going about my business. Yeah, that's what it was. Or other than that, how many of y'all ladies go to the door with a towel on when the cable man comes?
No, fully dressed. If anything, in an Eskimo suit. You ain't
Thank you.
You're not gonna know what this looks like, what this silhouette looks like.
Even if your uncle come to the door, hold on a second, let me put on some clothes.
Right. All kinds of stuff. Are you kidding me? I'm gonna open my door in a towel.
Like,
how irresponsible are you as a woman? How irresponsible are you? Like, no.
That's right.
No, this is my thing. He said she's a great dancer, right? So anytime y'all was dancing, you didn't check the package, or was y'all was doing a waltz or something? What was y'all doing? What y'all doing? Like, I'm just trying to figure it out. Like, what type of dance
y'all doing?
What y'all doing?
Right.
Like, the broke genius, you have some feedback going on. I'm gonna add you again. Hopefully I don't hear the hum. Okay, that's better.
Good.
You know something.
But here's the thing. He's white. And this is a big thing that I think that we need to kind of address. It's like the elephant in the room. It's that he's white and she's black. And a lot of times, especially if you weren't born and raised around a lot of white people, there's a whole bunch of different misconceptions and whatever we add to, like, this race of people we don't spend a lot of time around. And so this idea of the white man, he treats you better, he's sweeter, he's kinder, he's more honest, he's more gentle, he's more of a gentleman, blah, blah, blah. So a lot of the stuff she might have looked sideways at and should have been ringing alarm bells, she might have been passing off as, well, it's because he's from a different culture. He's not from my culture. And so that's what they're like already, right? And so, he doesn't bring me to bump and grind places. Oh, he does salsa and ballroom. That's so romantic. And he's always such a perfect gentleman, not trying to grind up on me like those other guys, right? So she's not putting two and two together because she's associating it with the color of his skin instead of with the game he's running on her. And that's why he was able to do it for so long. And she somehow just kept believing the lie. Like, I'm just saying. I know we don't want to go there, but I had to go there. I'm sorry.
No,
And-
you're right, Ruby. She did just, make that very evident. I mean, she didn't do anything to figure out. Now, I don't. Nobody's mentioned this, but this woman clearly is a little bit older than little Mr. Dickey. She older than him. And
Yes.
this lady,
Mr. Dickey.
I'm sorry, little Mr. Dickey. She's older than him. It appears to me that her money is longer than his.
Her finger is.
Which tells me that, you know what, she didn't do her due diligence. And that's just what it boils down to. She didn't do her due diligence. And because
it's okay.
When he pulled down his, boxer briefs, she saw a baby carrot and she was like, wait a minute, a baby carrot? We're not doing this for a baby carrot. This trip for a baby carrot. She should have just finished out her trip, got her little son, did her little cocktails by the pool and let him do what he was going to do and just continue to relax. It was a relaxation trip, and that's what she should have made.
And you know something, Vonda, that came to mind when Ruby was speaking, and that was what we expect of white men.
I was wondering when y'all were gonna get to it,
because we're the understanding of that they are good at eating, not necessarily bringing a carrot, necessarily bringing a pound of sausage,
so she knew
not
that already.
necessarily.
That's what your dick was swirling.
Yes, we're usually expecting, and I knew back in the day, college days, if you got with a white guy, you were gonna get 8. That was the expectation.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, they freaky.
And it had nothing to do with freakiness.
Cover my
It was
ears,
that was.
She said, okay.
Yeah, look, that's what you expect. That's what they were known for doing. You expected that if Brad comes over, and their name it wasn't Brad back then, but if Brad is coming over, Cat is gonna get 8. It was just a given.
Okay.
You wasn't expecting. You were not.
Right.
You were not expecting to get deep down, as they say it nowadays. You were not expecting that. That was not going to be.
Just like the cat that got a tail cut off won't be long now.
It won't be long before. And so maybe that was her expectation. And I think that's the demise of when whatever you're in, whether it's a relationship, a situationship, whatever it is, and you don't tell them what I'm here for. I'm here to get 8. And if that's what she wanted, she should have said that. If she was expecting to get digged down, I'm ready to get digged down. And he should have known that that's not the category I can sign up. I'm not enlisting. I'm sorry. I withdraw my enlistment.
Back blowing out line over there.
Yeah,
the back blowing out line over there.
I'm finna sit over here because I'm just a smile and dance guy. I'm the smiling and drink and dance guy. And that's probably if you don't share what you expect up front, you're gonna get what you're gonna get. And so you take your loss, honey, and pack up your little old purse and go on and find somebody else, find another weed man, a lawn man, and whoever that can cut them bushes. That can cut them bushes.
She knew what I'm talking about. Listen, I can't. I've been in this lawn care business a long time. Long time. So you're not gonna tell me. Plenty. I ain't got my check didn't come there, but I need my lawn. My grass is almost up there. I got kids. Well, ma'am,
I would like to nominate DJ Music for the Penny of the Night Award for the Penny of the Night.
No, I gotta see, and this is where we men find this out, right? See, when she was dealing with handsome man problems, right? See, really handsome men problems, right? See, it doesn't happen a lot. It doesn't happen a lot, but she ran into it, right? Men deal with this a lot. They deal with super pretty woman problems. When you get old enough and understand women that are super pretty, they don't have to perform in the bed because they don't have practice. Like, because they don't need to practice because they pretty, right? Yeah, they pretty. They don't need to practice because I'm talking about the ones that's like super arm.
Wait a minute.
You know what I'm saying? They pretty, right? The arm
Let me
can't,
get out.
right?
Let me get out of the room first, Dre.
Wait, what
Hold on.
you trying to say?
I'm about to say you didn't see it coming, huh? Let me get out the room first.
I'm talking about like there's there's a level to pretty, right? There's levels, right? There's, oh, she's pretty. Oh, you're very pretty. Then there's the room stopper. She walks in the room, and every dude in the room, you hear smacks
So
happening.
we just not read stoppers then, or we wagging men.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like women, y'all gotta be honest. There are women that when they walk in the room and you with your dude, you know he gonna look. You either gonna get mad and smack him and say, "Go ahead and look." I know she pretty, right? You just gotta give it up, right? But those type of women, their sexual experience in the bedroom is trash at best because they don't have to. They can get things without having to go that far. You know what I'm saying? They can keep a dude 6 months. They can keep a dude 12 years in the West.
Okay, that don't last because she doing something else too, though. Because that don't.
I don't give a damn how pretty you are. I don't give a damn how pretty you are.
That's why
I ain't hanging out those 6 months and ain't getting nothing. I don't give a
6
damn.
months and nothing. Yeah.
6 months,
She's
nothing.
letting somebody else entertain that.
Right. And then again, 6 months.
But see, that's what I mean.
It'll be pretty as you want to.
They found out 6 months later that it was trash and almost not there.
And see, the difference with men is we're going to continue because since we here, we might as well continue, right? You know, it's one of those things where it happens on both. It doesn't happen to women on a hot clip, right? But it happens. See, right there, this woman, she invested time, right? You know what I mean? Well, not too much time because she said she was always working and busy, but she didn't do a due diligence, and she took her out, took dude out. I said her, but he took him out, right? And he underperformed, not up to an expectation. He said we didn't even have sex. She said no, and she left.
Yeah, he didn't do shit.
Nathan, not a dang on thing, right? Nathan, right? He didn't even get it. And then she left him there. Now, guess what? If she left him there, I'm pretty sure he stayed. It's already paid for.
I don't blame him.
I would have stayed too.
Yes, of course.
And guess what?
There would have been no pressure.
And Maria or the maid got the micro penis.
Right.
Or the micro tongue.
Listen, and I believe honestly, he went to Cancun, right? The hotel and everything came up to $5,000. Listen, see, but if you think about it, right, Cancun isn't really expensive far as getting down there, right? If it came up to $5,000 because it was on her credit card and she left 2 days prior, that means she probably had to move a ticket, pay some money. But I bet you he was in that bar in that room running up that bill being petty. Put it on the roll.
Right. No, you know what? No, hold on. And I think the 5,000. Just to clarify, I think the 5,000 was her week of wages and
wages.
The
it was everything.
together.
Yeah.
I think it's both.
Because she was busy at work.
And see, the other thing that stood out to me, just as you were talking, it doesn't seem like he was interested in her from the giddy up. I mean, from the very on the first night,
right?
No way, no woman was gonna come to the door in a towel with me, and
what you say
wasn't gonna happen.
What you say? So that leads me to the beginning when they got there and first night and they're drinking. And he's probably drinking himself like, I got to get myself up for this. Okay, she done put me on this trip. I'm here. Let me build myself up, and probably got too wasted. Maybe. I don't
Yeah.
think he was ever really interested. I really don't think so. I and for her to go on ahead and leave, that probably was even the better. Go ahead, go on, honey.
Yeah, no, he
Yeah,
was interested
yeah.
in her bank account. He was never interested in her. He just
Her.
wanted to be her
Yeah.
sugar baby. So, and again, he's not working with enough below the belt that he could have got it in at any time without losing everything. So he's a smart cookie. He played it I'm the, sweet gentleman, and I'm gonna wine, dine, and romance you like you never. Girl, let me read you a poem right quick over the phone, make you smile, bring you a single red rose, and you think that's romantic and stupid stuff, right? Because she's never been treated like this before in her life, right? Like, he ran the game and he did it well. And see, because everyone's saying, oh no, I think that he took her out. I don't think he paid for a damn thing ever. But the thing
I
is,
don't
she
think he
didn't.
did either. Yeah.
Nope, but she doesn't have receipts for it, and she wasn't calculating all of that, right? She didn't realize how much she pulled out her wallet and stuff because he had her mesmerized. Look at this beautiful younger white man staring at me and
Right.
being so enamored by
Exactly,
me.
Rufus.
Now, shout out to Disney
She was paying for
giving her,
arm candy.
shout out to
Exactly.
Disney giving her that Prince
Music.
Charming. That white
Yes,
Prince Charming.
exactly. Yep, that's exactly who he was. He was a white Prince Charming.
She was
And that's why
giving her some arm candy, and when it didn't pay out for her, she was quite disappointed. Now the thing is that she found out she was disappointed, before the conclusion of the trip. But it didn't even sound like he was even promising her anything. This dude was younger than her.
I agree.
He was less experienced than her. He made less money than her. And my thing is that the fact that this woman went through an entire 6 months dealing with this man, and she didn't nail down some facts before she planned a quote unquote romantic trip. Because my thing is that whether they had a click or not, whether we clicked or not, I'm staying on my trip. I don't give a damn. You can go do what you gonna do. We can
what you say.
But I'm on this trip. I paid for it. I'm the boss. I'm the shot caller of what it is that I'm doing. And if it was really so important to her that, you put out, then dude, carry on. I need this vacation anyway. She says she doesn't jump into bed with just any old man. So, I would have said maybe find another dude to,
That's a lie. But that's a lie, though. That's the whole thing. She does, because she would have never came to the door dressed like that. That's the whole lie.
Right.
She does dress like, she does do that. She does. She's done it probably before. I'm telling you, no woman in her right mind is going to go to a door in a towel and a headscarf with knowing that somebody's outside the door, especially a stranger. Yeah, she's done it before. That's a lie she told me. And this time it just didn't work out for her. She's done it before.
Oops.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oops.
Divorced and desperate. And her desperation was so loud. She stunk of desperation opening the door in that towel. And in his eyes, he went cha-ching, cha-ching, and he knew. He knew she was a perfect target. He decided, what? She's just desperate enough that I could string this woman along for a lot of money before she realizes that I can't give her what she wants. All right, let's do it.
I'm going to introduce the broke genius. Hopefully he's not humming.
Hello. Broke genius. How are you?
That ain't a good name to come in with.
Well, I'm honest, like other people, unlike other people, but
there you go.
Yeah, but I just wanted to comment on the ED stuff or whatever, the manly problems, right?
Micro penis, yes.
Oh, it's micro penis.
Well, that's what he called it.
That was the reference. A baby carrot.
Right. ED ain't gonna help that, brother. ED ain't gonna help that.
Oh, swim penis. Swim penis.
You got a little
permanent swim penis, or
medical condition.
He said medical condition, so I'm assuming he was born with it.
Ain't nothing wrong with it. Ain't nothing wrong with it except for it's little.
He was a whole inch and a half hard. Rock hard.
Yeah.
weenie, shrivel little, short
Oh
man.
my
Yeah,
goodness.
They wrote a song about it. Joe did.
yeah.
It's got to be real because they wrote a song about it.
But
Oh.
men have a huge problem with this, right? So it's like
Mhm.
men have the superpowers, women have the superpowers, right? Women's body tend to shut down a lot more earlier than men, right? But men get
Wait, shut down.
Wait a minute.
shut down as far as the reproduction. The
Oh,
reproductive.
reproduction. Oh,
Yeah,
okay. There you
reproduction.
go. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, I was about to jump out the
Because
window.
I was about to leave on that. I'm about to get out of here on that one. You and your own brother on that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, as far as reproduction, one of the superpowers men have is that we could reproduce if everything is working. If we are able to bust one out.
Yeah. True that.
Well into, like, for example, Isaac Hayes was 82 and he had a 2-year-old. But it's a big but. A lot of men, because of a lot of things, bad diet, clogged arteries, lack of sleep, lack of proper fluids and stuff like that, exercise, have ED problems. Even honestly, I'll even throw myself out there. Dre, my fellow shipmate. I mean, I don't, you know what I'm saying? I've had problems. I've been delivering the Tony the Tiger and I've had some issues, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why.
Much respect, brother.
Okay.
Much respect.
If you don't mind. So
Go ahead.
one of the things that of just kind of being without sex for a long time that is bad, not practicing with someone to have sex is basically will throw your reproductive organs off. Like, will literally, put you in a situation where you just a penis is a muscle. So if you don't work it out, it literally it literally has problems working. I could just tell you that. Now, and then also if you supplement it with masturbation, that helps, but it hurts you too.
Really, yep. That's
yeah.
So the broke genius, did you hear the tape?
Yeah, I heard a little bit of it. I heard the tail end.
Okay. From what you did hear, what do you have to say about the situation?
Well, the complete micro penis. Fortunately, I've not had permanent micro penis. I mean, but most men have their actual penis not being hard, and then their penis being fully hard. Like some guys, some guys' penis fully hard is longer. I mean, not hard, is longer than some guys that are like really hard and they have micro, the mini sausage penis. Like,
should the lady get her money back? You think it's fair that she?
Yeah. Do you think she
sue and get her money back?
Yeah, because he can produce.
Well, that's a law does not apply to this country. I mean, you can't go get escorts money back because she had dry vagina. I mean, I don't think that's like in a court of law.
But that's not the question, though, broke genius. The question is, does she deserve any get back on the trip that she footed the bill for this young boy toy who didn't actually put out the penis that he said he could put out?
Hell no.
On a like a freaking like ethical level, I think he should, but I mean, obviously she should have got a sample, right? You don't just go to take a trip with someone without getting
rubbing
a quickie.
that booty up against that thing. We talked about that.
That's what I said. That's exactly what I mean. Right.
Something just occurred to me. Hold on.
I just realized 15-minute quickie. 15-minute quickie. That's it.
Wait. Remember that picture?
No, it doesn't even have to take a quickie. Nope.
We don't need to have a quickie. We don't need to have a quickie for
No, you don't. But here's the thing. she did get a sample. I just put the two and two together. So the picture of him in pants, that's not really him, she said. He did that imprint thing. He put like a cucumber or something in his pants, so that way the imprint was long down his tight jeans, and then said, "Here's my picture," and you'll see more. And so she was going by that picture of him in pants, in clothing, but with the imprint. And so she thought that was him the whole time until they were on the vacation, and then there was the micro penis. Does that change anyone's opinion? If that's what happens, I think that's what she meant, right?
Right. He could have had a sock in there, Ruby, or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, what I was going to mention.
So he was just lying. He was lying.
Well, I was going to mention that after I asked the Broke Genius what he thought about the lawsuit, because when it comes down to a picture, we're adults. She's 40 and he's 30. You're at an age, that's what you want. Even if your law or your way you want to do things is 6 months, that's fine. But you've had some experience, more than likely, that you have run into some things that you didn't like. So with that being said, you want to find out. And what's with the picture? We're a little bit too mature for that.
She got catfish.
When I go to the store or whatever, we go out and dance, whatever. Why not just ask to see it or touch it? I mean, we're adults.
Don't touch it.
I do that.
Ain't no
Lord, wait a minute.
Yeah, I agree. I agree because basically I've been propositioned quite a few times to just send a dick pic. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like proposition, send your dick pic, right? So all she had to do was just do the same thing, and she was primarily looking for sex. She should have literally asked for.
And that's exactly.
You know what I agree with that.
That's what I said.
110%. If her main focus and her main priority was sex, then she should have said, "You know what, baby Tom Cruise, what you working with?" And he could have just went sent her a little snapshot, showed what he was working with, and then she would have been like, "Yay or nay."
And why you say little snapshot, Vonda? You ain't right.
Well, she came out with the baby carrot, so he was like, "It's a medical condition." He was proud of that medical condition, so it was like, well, he wasn't gonna have a problem with showing a picture of it. He wasn't gonna have a problem with sending a picture of his medical condition because it was his court defense. He was like, right. "Damn it, it's my court defense. It's a medical condition. I was born with it. My mama gave it to me." And he was proud of it. He was proud of it.
My mama gave it to me.
Here's the thing, Vonda, right? Let's say he sent that picture, right? Because Shaj was right. She did ask, and he sent the picture with himself in pants, right? That was a red flag right there. But if she would have just said directly, like y'all said, "No, I want to see it," whoop it out, right? And he would have said it, and then he was like, "You like it?" And it would be like the Verizon customer you're trying to reach is no longer there. Like, that's what happened.
and we not in 1995 where we got to send a picture or I mean they're not
one might be 20
right like she could have just said, "Okay, let's do a video chat. Okay, I just need you to, I just want to see what you're working with. I know what your price is."
Oh my God.
I got this from a woman one time. This is from an actual woman that I dated. She said, if I want to know without asking the guy what he is, I'll just what size he is. I'll just wait for him to go to the bathroom and hear the sound how the water hits the water. If it goes a little bitty splash, he ain't working with much. If it sounds like somebody pouring out water out of a pitcher, he working with something.
Wow!
Oh my God!
Wow!
That wouldn't work. That wouldn't work. But here's my issue. This is my biggest issue. Because I have flat out actually asked before I've gotten busy with someone, like, "Can I see it?" Like, I'm for real, I have. Now, with that being said, though, my issue is this: did you go from 0 to 100? Because I don't know about Vonda and how she does her 6 months to a year, but I know how I do mine, right? And that's not zero contact, okay? First we kiss, and then we make out a little bit more. We're rounding the bases slowly until we get to that place, right? So it's not like there's zero physical or intimacy connection. So pretty much once you get past like, you know, the light heavy petting above the waist, you get to the place where you know what he's working with long before you get to the place where you guys are having sex with each other, which is why I said, like, once I made out with my boyfriend at the time, I knew we were never getting to the we're having sex place. Knew it for sure, right? Because I wasn't going to waste the notch on my post. But that's what I don't understand. How are you dating this guy for 6 months? Y'all have never had any intimacy at all in 6 months? None?
Her intentions were different. The intentions she had did not display up front, and so we're back to that again. She was not honest with what she wanted, and especially when she showed up at the door with the wet towel, with the towel and all of that. She did not. She knew where she was going. He didn't hitch up until he didn't hook on to the hitch until later.
Yeah.
It didn't happen till later. That's what we need to take with this. She did not take him on board. He was not along for the ride. He was just a hitch. And then she unhitched him. And then they wherever they were. And that's where that's what everybody stayed. He stayed and that's
and you know what? Based on his age, he could be very young in this game, and he didn't really know what was expected, you know, of a young.
No, he knew. Men know. Oh, men know.
You know,
men know.
Look, Vonda, I'm gonna tell you what happened.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Men know. They come from the womb. They come from the womb knowing that. Don't do that.
There was a movie called The Cable Man, wasn't there?
Cable Guy.
Oh God!
I'm gonna say this, Vonda. He knew, right, and he knew what he was working with. And listen, if she's willing to take him to court for that, she was telling him up front what she expected in so many ways that he got it right. She was telling them. She was like, "Yeah, I like him. I want you to do this." Like they was having these conversations, right? They was having these conversations.
She should have just got herself a gigolo. If that is the case, you guys
I'm
are
gonna put it on your ass when we get to Cancun. When we get to Cancun, I'm gonna put it on your ass. It's gonna be everything that y'all been telling you about. I'm gonna knock the stuffing out your ass. Wait till I get you in that hotel room. I'm gonna beat that back up. I'm gonna beat it. I'm gonna beat it. I'm gonna beat it, and I'm gonna eat it. Just wait and see. Wait till you get to the hotel room. I better get drunk. Better get fucked up. I'm gonna get fucked up. I'm gonna knock the stuffing out your ass. Wait, just wait. Soon as we get off this plane, I'm gonna knock your ass down. Watch it see.
Hey,
don't wear no drawers either. Don't even wear no drawers. Don't wear no drawers. Don't wear no drawers. Time as we get to the hotel, I'm up.
Oh my goodness! I'm sorry.
All that time you've been waiting for all this goodness. Look what you gonna get.
Okay,
you gonna get this live cucumber. You gonna get this live cucumber.
That's right. He pulled it out, and it was a damn nothing.
I need my instruction pamphlet.
It was nothing. God damn it!
Catch up.
It was one Mike and Ice.
Hey, listen, see, I'm gonna tell you what the problem is, right? See, y'all wait till to get to the hotel. It's Mile High Club time. We going.
That's what I'm saying, Dre.
I agree,
Listen,
Dre. At 6 months, they should have figured out some things. She should have nailed down some topics. I want to know in this 6-month period, when was this trip, booked? When did she book this trip? Because this fool didn't have a credit card, a nickel, or a dime to put in on this trip. So she pulled out her credit card. So I'm like,
I'm gonna tell you, Vaughn. Listen. If she's a marketing executive and she's doing all this flying, she got free frequent flyer miles.
Okay.
Right?
Y'all know how the big boss executive take the little secretary on the business trip, but it really ain't a business trip.
Yes, sir.
That's exactly what she did. She took the little play toy on the business trip and, played with him. And he was playing the game for a while. Yeah, this is what I'm going to do to you. We're going to do this on the airplane and blah, blah, this. When they got there and finally it was like nothing happened. Nothing happened.
No, here's the thing that I was trying to figure out, right? Okay. They was dating for 6 months.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm. What were they doing in that 6 months? That's my question.
Well, would you like me to? Would you like? I got something, right? He goes over the house, right? He goes over the house. right? He's over there. She's ready, right? Because if she came to the door in a towel and a head wrap, I'll imagine when she would come to the door when he's actually entering the house on his own reconnaissance and not at work, right?
Mm-hmm.
He comes there and she's like, yeah, let's eat something, whatever. Because she's got this thing in her head, right? And she ready to get her back broke. And you know what he's doing? He start putting on a movie, right? And it's a nice Christian movie, right? You know what I'm saying?
God.
You know what I'm saying? Start talking about Jesus because he looked like a Mormon or something, right? So he's just got to talk about Jesus, and it just drives you out. And he's just stringing this along. He's stringing it along because he knows. He knows. Because if he was packing Vonda, they wouldn't have went on the trip because he said it. If you go back and listen to it, he said, why we got to go all the way to Cancun? We could have stayed at home and did the same thing. That means this whole trip was her idea. And the judge knew it was her idea. She knew it was her idea. It wasn't his idea. She was doing all the talking. He was just agreeing.
And, you know, as you say that, right?
Wow.
It's interesting because she tries to make it like he forced her to go on this trip. But she had a fantasy planned out in her head with this Cancun trip. She was going to go to Cancun, get her back blown out, come back, all kinds of relaxed and soar in all the right ways.
Mm-hmm.
Go in hibernation for another 6 months, or till the lawn man came around.
What, she gonna be able to relax, Dodger? Is that what happens? You get your back blown out and you can relax?
Yeah. Well, that's what I heard.
Here's the thing, though. Y'all have to remember, too, the difference between the reality she was living and the lies she was telling all of her co-workers, sisters, everybody that she talks to, right? So she's paying for all of this, but doesn't matter. She's getting the immediate benefit of my white boy took me out tonight. Ooh, we did some dancing, girl. Ooh, da 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 da. Right? She's the envy of all her friends, the talk of all her coworkers. Right? He's whisking me away for this romantic 7-day vacation in Cancun. He's whisking me away. Right? So she's lying about it to everyone else.
That
right?
he's gonna eat it up. That he's gonna eat it up.
Yeah. Right, she probably told everyone he done been doing it. Man, she's so in love with him. He's so in love with her. Oh, he does this for her. He does that for her.
Yes.
She's probably all mailing herself roses and stuff at work, right? Because this is all about this front, and women do it for slightly different reasons than men, right? Men do this for like sexual gratification from their sugar baby, right? But women often do it not just for sexual gratification, but they are doing it because, you know, they want that status, that social status. Like, I'm so wanted. I'm still young and beautiful and hot and desired. Look at the young boy who desires me so much and is spending so much money on me and blah, 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 blah. So she decided to construct this fantasy, and it was okay. It didn't matter. Money was no object. Waiting was no object. As long as when she came home from that vacation, okay, she was walking bow-legged. That's all she was looking for, and everything would have been fine.
Anything but walking.
That's exactly it. That was exactly it. That's what she took him on that trip for. Yep, to get her back blowed out, and unfortunately, he didn't come with the right tools.
Yeah, you know what? You guys make me sick. You guys really make me.
Oh, poor
That's what happened. That's what happened.
I hear your love and reciprocate. Okay,
just getting to know each other and building a rapport.
What? Nobody got time for that.
I hear your love and reciprocate. Okay.
Just say nobody has time for that.
Nobody got time for that. Nobody got time for that. Sex is instant, just like instant grits. Get it while it's hot.
Right, it's hot. Okay, so Vonda, woo woo woo. Woo woo woo.
Because see, you ladies already saying us guys, you know, we kind of top out at 40, 50 years old. So guess what? From 49 on down, we trying to get everything. 50 on up, y'all talking about it. You know, we can't hang out no more. You know, we getting wet noodles and different things like that. You know, but y'all don't know them little blue pills put us back in the top form these days. 7 days of pure pleasure if you get it right.
You guys are ruining me. I gotta rewire some things. I gotta rethink some things.
I'm gonna add one more point in here. Now she's 40 years old. I don't know if she has kids. Maybe she doesn't. She's a career woman. A lot of women who are really staunch career women don't have children, and they're waiting for something else after they're done at a certain point in their career. Then they get there. Now they have trouble. I'm just gonna say one thing. Again, I'm not trying to be too controversial, but he's a white boy, a very pretty white boy. Okay. Maybe she was looking for her biracial baby. Okay. And so all of this was like, he could be black.
Oh,
he could
wow.
be maybe she was
wow.
looking for her
Oh my
biracial
God!
baby.
Another element, Ruby.
Another element
wow.
it could be Ruby. You never know.
Right?
You
Right,
never
but how
know.
the hell is he gonna put a baby in me with that? Right? So she gonna look at that. So I don't want no broke down baby.
Wow.
He can't even stand up and it much less squat.
Let alone. Oh
You know
my
what?
goodness.
I was gonna ask what her age was, and that is that range where she could still.
I need to be able to have a baby now.
Yeah, she's 40.
Wow.
Like I'm 36, and I'm feeling the pressure at 36. So 40, man, 40 to me sounds like a nightmare right now because like that's when the huge everything becomes exponential risks year by year by year. Like 40 is like do or die. Now she's feeling it. So if she wanted kids, again, she didn't mention it, but if she wants kids, and he's a pretty white boy. And, we got a lot of stereotypes in our community that work against us that tell us that, the light bright is best and blah, 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 blah. So she might also
you can make a pretty baby. Look, I'm finna give you that good Southern talk. Y'all can make some pretty babies.
with that good hair. With that good hair. Don't forget the good hair.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what was going through her mind when she saw that. She's like, "Oh no, you ain't passing that down to my potential baby."
Yes, exactly.
See, and this is the other thing is the problem is she had this novel in her head, them steamy novels. And then what she wanted was the steamy novel of the Wine and Dining in Cancun. And then she put that novel away and she wanted him to do some 40 Shades of Grey stuff, but he just had crayons.
Yeah.
She was trying to write a Harlequin romance. It turned out to be a goddamn horror story.
And Brother Dre, okay, so I'm finna do like my brother broke genius put himself out there. You don't think about the outcome of the penis of the child beforehand. Trust me. You don't look at that. Trust me, you don't look at that. I'm telling you what I know. This ain't from what I heard.
I'm like, if you
that's not my thought pattern. I'm like, if I have a son, maybe he'll retch back, as old folks say. Maybe he'll retch back and get the ancestor. Maybe he'll get an ancestor.
Well, I'm like, if she looking at that,
no, I'm not thinking about my offspring at that time. Yeah. I'm just concerned that, oh my gosh, now I really have to commit to this. Because this is where I am right now, me and this and this, and I've come from another place before, and now I got to come to this. That's where the mindset is. It is not about the offspring. Trust me. It's not about the offspring at that time.
Well, it's not about. Can I say something to the guys in the chat fellas? So we do know, according to these ladies here in the chat room tonight, size do matter.
Well, you know what? But have had size and still didn't know what to do with it. So size does not matter. It's not for me, and I'm just going to speak.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Survey says.
And
reaching to a halt. What?
See, because it's what you know what to do with it. You gotta know. It's not about the length, and I think I even saw it in the chat, even and girth, even. But if you know what you're doing to pleasure that woman, or to pleasure her in that space and where you all are at that time. It has nothing to do with your side. He probably could work
Now,
that
stop,
carrot.
stop that,
Now
Miss Regina,
come on
Miss
now,
Regina,
come on.
stop,
Now,
because
no,
you
no, no.
always talk
He
about it ain't the size of the boat in the ocean,
no,
but it's
but
the
that's
motion.
the
But niggas
ocean and
drown in
motion.
water.
Okay, wait a
She's
minute.
right. She's
Let's
right.
Both.
But look,
It's both.
if he would have known how to work that carrot and even his tongue, it's other stuff that goes along with intimacy. We're not gonna take away, and us as black folks, we have to move away from that. It's all about just penis to vagina. It's about other stuff as well. How you treat me, how we work. You come to the door with a towel on, yes, I'm thinking you want ass.
Yeah, I'm
You
getting
come,
me
that's
some
what
of
you
that.
want. You
I'm
want
here to
ass.
tell you. I'm
You
getting me
want
some.
ass.
Answer
That's
the
what you
door
want.
with me and a towel and a head wrap. That the
That's
only
right.
thing that's gonna be left is that towel on your head.
Is that
Answer the
towel.
door with me like that. You see what's gonna happen,
Exactly.
ma'am?
But
What?
when you lead it with, see, this is what I teach my babies. When you lead it with what you're interested in, then that's what you get from it. Don't lead it with trash, because you're gonna get trash. If you lead it with ass, you're gonna get ass. That's all it is. You can't.
Ain't nothing wrong
It's
with no trashy ass.
and that ain't nothing wrong with it. No. And look, look. I am not the judge and jury of that, because I don't. Well, wait a minute. Okay,
I
look.
will just say this, Miss Regina,
Huh? Yes,
to make an
love.
addendum to
Yes,
what
love.
to make an addendum to what music just said. There's nothing wrong with some trashy ass, but there is something wrong with waiting 6 months for trash dick.
Yeah,
Oh,
there
you
it
know
is
You're
right
what?
there.
right.
Yeah.
But okay.
I hate to say it, Vonda, but I'm sorry,
Guys,
but you're
Sandra.
gonna be the butt of the 6 hour jokes for a 6 month. I'm not. I don't give a damn how. No, 6 months. I wish the hell I would. I
Hey,
wish the hell I would catch myself waiting on someone for 6 months to get
You know
what?
what? DJ Music, you ain't got to be all
I wish the hell I would. 6 months. 6 months for what?
year.
A picture better be on the refrigerator every day. Look what you're gonna get when I open the
Mr.
refrigerator up
Music,
every damn day.
Mr. Music,
Better be
I
something
need
there.
you to just
Keep
calm
me
down just a little
something to
bit.
keep me interested. Don't keep it all wrapped up. Talking about I'm gonna get it in 6 months. Christmas come once a year.
Mr.
God damn, I
Music,
gotta wait for that too.
month is not a millennium. I'm going to need you to calm down about that month.
I'm from the old school. I'm sorry, I'm from the old school. 6 months. No. We could be damn near, we could be on our first baby in 6 months. What the hell you mean?
Chill
My
out.
first baby coming in 3 more months.
Chill out, Mr. Music. 6 months.
oh goodness.
I want you to just take it down a little bit, just a tiny bit.
All right, I'm gonna calm down.
A teeny
I got a question.
bit.
I got a question.
6 months.
How we always get to the 6 months?
She said, "Yeah, we gonna." She said, "Yeah, we gonna date, but I ain't gonna give you the goods for 6 months."
You'll be okay with that. It's
No, I'm gonna tell you right now, no, ma'am, we gonna have some
music.
problems out the gate.
DJ Music.
6 what?
Hey,
I'm gonna give you 6. I'm gonna give you 6 days to consider that.
be okay. It's gonna fare well for the whole lot of us. It'll be okay.
On the stairwell. Not me. I'm gonna be in one of them houses where I ain't got to wait 6 months. Damn the stairwell.
If you go to the door
Dude.
and with a towel on to a man and then tell him to wait 6 months,
6
that
months.
makes no sense.
No, hell no.
That doesn't.
No, I'm
But
telling
you
you
know
guys.
what? A
she
man
didn't
that
know
would
that.
wait
She
after
didn't make him
being
wait.
told that after a woman was greeted you in a towel and he waits 6 months, then you know that's the man for the job.
Oh,
You know?
man. Listen,
no.
listen.
Hey, if y'all don't cut it out, where's my belt? Where is my belt?
No, I'll take that. I'll take the ass cutting tonight. But Vonda, here we go. Okay, you done waited 6 months for this fella. Y'all done waited 6 months, and then come to it. Y'all get busy. Y'all done made this trip to Cancun. He pulled down his frock or what you call it, and you see Mr. Vienna pop out. It's 6 months or what? Now you mad. How much love gonna? How much gonna love? How much love gonna be in the room that night?
Than the young lady, I would have been a lot different because obviously she didn't vet this man out. Her issue, my issue
That
with
is.
her is
That is part of that's part of the vetting process.
She didn't vet him out. She had 6 months to deal with this man, and I want to know within that 6 months, when did she figure out, or when did she, plan this trip? When was this trip booked? When was the money put up for this trip? Because at the end of the day, the only thing that she really cares about is the money that she's out because she didn't get the ding-a-ling that she thought she was going to get.
Ain't no ding-a-ling. She was ready to get broke. Ain't no ding-a-ling.
She wanted to get broke down.
Yeah,
that's why
she was ready to get.
You know what? Ain't nothing wrong with wanting to get broke off. But
that wasn't a negative connotation. It was meant.
Her expectations were a little bit, too far gone because she did this in 6 months. Now, if she planned this trip on the first month of the 6th month of her dealing with this man, there's a problem. If she did this in the 4th month, if she still had not, quote unquote, fully vetted this man and found out what he was working with to see if, they were going to have a memorable time in the sack. When did she book this trip?
Well, you know what? And the other thing too, Vonda, with COVID going on right now, you could have had $50 deposit on a cruise scheduled last year. and so maybe it was already scheduled and whoever backed out. And so she just said, look, I'm going to give it to the long guy. Let me go ahead, Mr. Cucumber Man. Let me go ahead and give it to him.
I got
a carrot.
I got a weed eater, I got a blower, and a lawnmower. Which one you want me to do?
So I have a couple things to say. I gotta say this, okay?
So like
Miss Regina. Okay?
Yes, love.
I got to say this, okay? I gotta review what you said before. That size don't matter because it does. And now I'm going to clarify. Okay. All right,
please.
Now, couple things. Right. First of all, a guy who's whack at foreplay would never get anywhere with me anyway, because I like getting head. Just listen to all of our previous streams. So that is important. The foreplay is important because that's what's getting me all revved up and warmed up and, leaking like a faucet and, down for whatever. And it actually makes all of our nerve endings more sensitive, both internally and externally. So it does improve our chances of enjoying the intercourse itself. However, okay. Now it is true that the vagina, it's really the top 3 inches of our vagina that actually is the most sensitive. Okay. So it's only 3 inches deep that we are the most sensitive. So having 12 inches, 17 inches, to me, 17. No. I don't know, man. People are just so chasing the next biggest one.
That's a little bit. Okay? That's a little okay. That's right, horse status, but go ahead, Sweetie.
Right.
I hear you. Go ahead, Sweetie.
I ain't talking about that.
And that's a horse.
Testimony. That's my point, though. To me, 12, 14 inches is way too much. I would never. Someone pulled up 12 inches, I'd be like, no, thank you. Unless you only want to put half of that. I mean, we're not playing because I feel like you're going to, puncture an ovary or something. It's too much for me. Right? I'm looking for those 12, 14 inches. I'm not. I'm sorry. Right? So to me, you can actually be too long. Just like I said, the micro penis was too short. You can be too long. And I also think you can be too thick for all that I think you can be too thin. So I do think that for me, girth matters. And you can be too thick and you can be
get
too
t-shirts.
thin. You can be too long and you can be too short. Most women like a range around, within a little bit of each other. That's their preference. And most women have places they won't go. So size does matter. And we have to be honest about that. Size does matter. And it's not like, the bigger the better. Because some guys really think that. But guys who are really that big, I know a couple of them, and trust me, it's hell for them. They're never able to put it all the way in. They can only put the head in sometimes, all kinds of stuff. They tear girls are always like, running away from it and stuff. They can't really get an enjoyable experience, so they're looking for like Asian whores because they'll take it all. But I mean, I'm being serious, right? So size 1,000% matters. Yes, everything, you got to be able to do the foreplay stuff. Yes, a guy could have the perfect size penis, and if he doesn't know what to to do with it, then it's whack anyway. But size still matters too.
So,
so
Ruby, you don't like chodes?
Okay. Okay.
What?
Can that cheat?
You don't know what a chode is?
I really do. I don't.
Who knows what that is?
A penis that's really wide and big.
Okay, never
You
heard
can
that.
be too wide. No.
Okay, so
for me.
can I address? Can
Go
I
ahead,
address
Regina.
my sister? Can I
Go ahead,
address my
Regina.
sister Ruby?
Mm-hmm.
When I say size doesn't matter, I meant specifically maybe for that for that situation or that scenario. You know, you're absolutely right, sweetie. It could be what's the TLC made us a 3 inches rock harder if it's sagging. Long as he knows what he's doing with it.
I remember that.
That's a damn song. That's all that is.
No.
proud to
If he
beg,
knows what
right?
he's doing with, because even if once a man, you mentioned something very important, because as far as somebody that's 12, 17 inches, he's gonna have to learn how to just give a little. He probably knows that he probably won't ever get to go deep into a certain individual. You have to. And so now we're back to getting to be involved and getting to know your partner and what that is. And if that girth is wider than what you expected, yes, then that's not the relationship for you. Yes,
right.
That is not going to work for you. That's not going to work for you. But when you do find the 3 inches, 4 inches, whatever the girth may be that fits, then that's for you. We're going to Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That's why I say that's why I say before you buy a car, you check under the hood.
You under the hood.
DJ music. No.
Before you buy a car, listen. Why go buy a car that you know you ain't gonna drive? Shit, that car too small for me. I can't drive that. That car too big. I can't drive that.
Sunday Scoop. I can't get in this Sunday Scoop. I'm 5'10" and 300 pounds. I can't get in a Hyundai Scoop. No.
You guys, that's where I'm talking about the 6 month. And when I talk about 6 months, I'm not just talking about 6 months of you looking at him and him looking at you. I'm talking about 6 months of you guys getting to know each other.
Yes, that's right. Okay.
It's a
What you gonna wear? A big fur coat every time I see you?
DJ music.
You gonna have your neck covered up, no arms showing and nothing like that. All I'm gonna see is wrists and fingers.
When it comes to relationships,
I ain't gonna see no ankles.
No,
we both know a DJ. I'd love to see some fingers, though.
We DJs. We love fingers.
You don't cut it out. No,
we love them fingers. Gotta have them fingers and elbows. If you got a nice shiny elbow, don't have them. You know, y'all had them rusty, crusty elbows that with no lotion on. Don't have none of them. That
you quit with the white elbows.
You don't like them white elbows.
A cerebral connection. I'm talking about, when I'm talking about the 6 months, it is talking about getting to actually know the person. Now, I understand with this particular woman, she was actually looking for some physical fulfillment. She wasn't looking for, trying to connect with nobody, trying to find somebody on the same, wavelength as her.
Yeah.
Looking for some physical satisfaction. When I'm talking about 6 months, I'm talking about 6 months of mental stimulation.
Kick it, sexual.
Where's my help?
Sexual frustration.
I'm going to hold this belt until I finish with my statement.
She gonna get hers
You
before
brought it
I.
on yourself, girl.
Oh my Lord,
Sexual destruction.
DJ music.
No man. She got a sexual eruption.
I need you to hold it together.
Okay, I got
Hold
it.
it together.
All right.
You guys,
Ain't nobody said that.
you guys listen.
I'm on mute. I'm gonna put myself on mute.
Yeah,
Go
me
ahead.
too.
Thank you, Miss Regina. Only because when you're dealing with somebody on a mental level, you have no idea, unless you've done this, how much further you can take the relationship. And when you introduce the physical aspect of the relationship, whether it's long or short, wide or thin, the girth, all of that, you know, it all comes together, unless it's just all just a big shortcoming. And for me, it sounds like you had a huge
and wait 6 months for that, huh?
Why you had us do that? You're just making it worse, Vonda.
Yeah, that's not a good. Okay,
Wait 6 months for the build up to get knocked down.
Cannot win with two people.
Because you had me.
I'm gonna go to the
there.
store. Look here, let me take this car. Let me try this Volkswagen right here. I'm gonna take that up for a test drive. That worked. I like that. I'm gonna buy it.
You know what? You don't get to test drive every car.
And she keep that new car smell too.
You don't get to test drive every car.
Oh goodness!
You want this car or you don't? And
right. Leave that one on the lot. That one don't drive too well.
Oh goodness!
That one don't drive too well.
The best deal you ever
She sputtered out the gate. Engine don't run. God damn it! Oil change. God damn, she already costed me money, and I ain't even drove it down the road yet.
Ain't went a block. Look,
right, ain't went a block.
You just take the wheel. I don't know what to do with you people.
Vonda, and Vonda. Okay, so love.
You say something hilarious.
You know, it's a blessing that we can laugh about this, but it is something serious, you know. And when we talk about erectile dysfunction and small penises in relationships, it can be a difficult thing. Knowing people that have gone through a situation, a scenario, it was a reverse scenario, but still. You when we try to understand what's going on in people's head, you never know what they're dealing with as far as that it is, if it is a medical condition. I didn't know that from the beginning, and so I did have to stick a cucumber in there, but still you have to get to a point where you have to make up for that, you know, or something. You're going to bring something to the table, because even if she didn't think you were going to bring the D, you was going to bring the tongue, you was going to bring something. At least she thought that she was expecting, and it's not even a lie, it's the assumption that, because that's what we think about white men. That's not guaranteed.
But she said, hey, he lied, said that he's gonna rock her world and whatever. Sent her a picture with a long imprint on the side.
Yeah, that's the imprint. I'm talking about the penis, but not about the tongue action. He didn't say anything about tongue action.
That's my point, though.
We assume that of them. We
assume
that.
But Miss Regina, here's my issue, right? Because I would respect more if the man had started from the start and said, man, I love your head. I can't wait for you to sit on my face and stuff. And he was always talking about
what you say, girl? Wait a minute.
That's something else is coming with it, right?
Mm-hmm. My kind of girl.
Yeah.
Get the coochie facts.
What you say?
Right?
Okay.
Because that's a false advertising thing. Because then she's advertising what he does best, which is giving the head. So when you're not just assuming he's gonna lay it down on you unless he's saying that, right? I'm gonna assume that you're great at head if that's what you're talking about, right? That's what you're advertising to me. He advertised that he was gonna rock her world and put it on her and blah blah blah. That's all involving what he's got below the belt, and he knew
she should get her money.
Advertising. Oh no. Charge it to the game, baby. Charge it to the game.
Charge it to the game.
I agree with that. We charge it to the game.
I'm gonna say this right here. I'm gonna say this right now. If she can get her money back, right, and I'm waiting 6 months, ain't nobody speaking to the mic, ain't nobody talk to the mic, and we all know what I'm saying, right? Because 6 months, I can't talk to the mic,
okay,
right? If you're talking to the mic, you know what I'm
doing. You and your mic,
you know what I'm doing. You gotta listen. You talking into the mic, and I'm beatboxing into the stereo box.
You know what I'm saying? See, everybody know what we working with before we got on the boat.
I have to agree with that. Some, that's a case for head. Basically, a little quick head action. She would have known that immediately. Like, might have not even wanted to give head. That's one way. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I think she was expecting.
Both y'all, you and Dre, y'all need to go night.
I'm man to tell you, no, ma'am, I'm not pulling up my gun if it ain't shooting. Bang, bang, bang.
The night is young.
Where is the reason with you men?
Bang,
This is why we are where we are. This is why we are where we are.
Wanda, you're a beautiful trigger. It's amazing. Like the things that you let your mouth are amazing. But here's my thing. I have a question though. I don't know if y'all booked this, but he said it multiple times. He kept saying she's acting like we were dating for 6 months. She's acting like she didn't know me. So I'm now starting to think about something. I think that they did rub up on each other. I think maybe they didn't get into naked petting or whatever. Maybe they got into some drunken petting.
Pity pat. That's what I call it. Pity pat.
Why is she so confused about what he has to bring to the table? Because he kept saying that, if y'all noticed. He kept saying, but she's acting like I was a stranger. Like, we spent 6 months getting to know each other. And so I think that she chose to be willfully ignorant of the fact that whenever her hand was over that area in his boxer pants, that she didn't feel nothing but balls. Right? And she was like, maybe I'm just not touching the right side. Maybe she has to put it up. I don't know where it is. Right? And so I sorry.
You know what?
Stop that. That's like reaching into a woman's bra and find nope, sorry.
Yeah, that's not good, because ain't no way I'm gonna back up on something and I'm still gonna go on a trip with you. If that's not there. If the gray sweatpants, if the gray sweat
months that they knew each other, when did she put this trip?
We don't know that. But if the gray sweatpants aren't moving, I'm sorry. I just can't do it.
I said that the other day, didn't I?
I'm sorry.
Didn't I say that about them my pants the other day? Swinging.
You know what? The gray sweatpants, that was something that I learned before I was even looking for it. I didn't know anything about the gray sweatpants. When I saw the gray sweatpants and the gray sweatpants was moving, I was like, hands over the mouth.
Yes, honey.
I didn't believe it. I was like, oh my God.
Back before Wanda had pearls to clutch.
Right?
She ought to be out by now, huh? She ought to be out of pearls to clutch by now.
I was shocked. Very, very shocked. It is possible
Tune in next week,
guys, to be shocked. I'm sorry, I was shocked, but it was like, I understand about the gray sweatpants, because that does happen. You be like,
whoa.
Oh, I did straight hell no off of them. Like, hell no. Nope, that's not going in me, not going near me, not going around me. I don't care what hole you pick. Hell no. No.
Well,
I like my walls being nice and tight. Thank you. Okay. Sorry.
Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate the lively conversation. I have a couple of letters left, and I would have to find articles and stuff like this to talk about. When I do not have it, I will not have a show. I am not into the circle jerking, so that's me. Tomorrow, please tune in at 6:30 p.m. for the article reaction.
Yes.
And we will have a great time. I'll play the commercial on the way out. Thank you for those that contributed in the chat room, to the channel, and on the panel. Until then, peace.
Peace, y'all. Peace, y'all.
Peace out.
Family.
Peace out.
Hey, folks, it's your nighttime. It's your right time DJ Music. Make sure you join Char Willie each and every Saturday, 7:30 Eastern, 6:30 Central, for article reaction, right here on your local YouTube channel. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe to Article Reaction.